All right, and we are back. We still got a couple more minutes left. The players are getting sat down, dealers getting the deck shuffled. But Mark, I did want to ask you. I know you were out of town recently. You had to go to Austin. I know your dad was having some problems, but he seemed to bounce back pretty quickly. From what I heard, the day after he had his procedure, he was already on a live stream.
Yeah, so he's kind of fell in love with playing on live streams in the Austin area. He's played on Lodge a couple times, GCH, but he's been playing on Red Star Social a lot. And the day after he got discharged on Wednesday, he texts me and says he's playing with Corey Eyring and Abby Poker on this crazy stream where there's just a bunch of people going all in the whole time, which I don't think is very good for your heart rate. But
No, that's probably not the best thing. I haven't heard of Red Star. Where is Red Star at?
so it is, it's off of like 183. It's a much smaller room. They've got like 8 tables.
Is it in the Austin area?
Yeah, it's in the Austin. It's about, I would say, 15 minutes away from TCH and the Lodge.
All right. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one before. I haven't been to Austin that many times to be able to hear about it. And usually, when I go to Austin, it's specifically just to go to the lodge. I know there are a lot of poker rooms in the Austin area right now. Right. Looks like we're getting set up. We'll give you guys a sneak preview of who all's going to be playing. We've got Dre in the dealer box right now. So we got Alan. This is either his first or his second time on stream there in the 10 seat. Robert in the 7 seat. We got JT in the 2 seat, it looks like. I believe that is Dorian in
That
the
is
3 seat.
Dorian's arm in seat 3.
Looks like we're still waiting for a couple more people to show up. I see 2 more seat cards there, so it looks like we're missing 2 people right now to be able to get this game started.
Look like Drayton's getting ready to go.
Get chip stacks updated in the software. Get players in their seats.
This one was a 200 max buy-in, so I think we're going to see everybody start with that 200 chip stack. But I do know that it was a 70% match, so I do think that once some people start getting all in, some stacks start getting built, we might see some bigger stacks.
That's
get in
always the
here
dream. The
later
bigger
on.
the bigger the game gets, usually the better it is for everybody. Money starts flying. Dealers end up making more tips. Players are happy because the pots get bigger. Looks like we got Donnie there in the 5 seat. Like I said, like we said earlier, he's been on the stream a couple of times. I don't remember him doing that well last time that he was on the stream. He played really well, but I don't think that he was having a good time of it last time he was here. There we go. We got Lowry in the 1 seat. If there was one player on the table to watch, I think Mike Lowry would probably be it.
I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of Lowry fans in chat today.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be a Lowry type of day. Looks like we got somebody coming in the 6th seat so that we can get this game started. That looks like Bill McKeska. He's been on the stream a couple of times as well. Go Dre is fanning the deck out, so it looks like we're going to be getting started here in just a minute or 2.
So I want you to put some guesses in. Who do you think is going to be our biggest winner and our biggest loser on today's stream, knowing who we got here?
I'm gonna make the wild guess now. I think Lowry will actually be the biggest winner of the stream.
You think Lowry's the biggest winner? I think Henry's going to be this biggest winner. I've played a lot of poker with Henry over the years, and Henry has a tenacity to be very splashy, and I think that can either be very good or very bad. And I have a feeling that today it's going to be really good with this kind of lineup. I know a lot of people at this table love to play big pots with him. I don't think there's going to be a problem with Henry getting some big ones today.
He has also, compared to his play off the table, every time he's been on stream, he tends to actually knit up a lot. He's usually one of the lowest VPIP players at the table whenever he's on stream. But whenever he's off stream, he's he's playing so many hands when he's off stream. It's actually surprising to see the difference that it makes being on stream versus off stream.
Looks like we're trying to find out where this button is going to go, so I think we're going to get started right here. Unless I'm crazy, I think it's going to end up in the 3 seat right over there.
That's what it looks like. If you're in the chat right now, go ahead and make your guess. Who's going to be the biggest winner and who's going to be the biggest loser of this stream? Like I already said, my guess, I think Lowry is going to be the biggest winner. Mark said he thinks Henry's going to be the biggest winner. Who do you think is going to be the biggest loser on the stream today?
I think it's going to come down to the people that play a lot of hands, and I think we're going to see Banks play a lot of hands. Henry plays a lot of hands, but I got him winning. I could definitely see either Dorian, Lowry, Robert likes to play a lot of hands. I think a lot of these older guys get that kind of mantra that they're super nitty, but Robert plays. Robert plays a lot, so I think we could see Robert get involved quite a bit.
All right.
Any of those guys, I think.
We got cards in the air. First hand of the stream has started. Rob going to start off under the gun with 7-5 offsuit. Not a bad hand, first hand of the stream, but probably not the best hand to find under the gun.
No, this is a little bit of a better hand. We're gonna raise this up to $7 from Banks.
And this is what I'm talking about with Henry playing nitty. He folded ace deuce offsuit. Usually that's a hand he would play if he was not on a stream. JT just going to flat here with ace queen offsuit in the cutoff.
The four ways this flop.
We're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop is going to come jack 7-6. Bill flops a pair of sevens. Looks like he's in the lead right now.
Feeling we're probably gonna see Banks check a texture like this, especially to this many players. We're gonna check around. Donnie's gonna pick up a pair.
28.5.
Bill's gonna bet out the 7.
He's going to bet out pair of sevens and a gut shot right now. He's got most of the equity. I think we're just going to get a lot of folds here.
Don't see anybody giving him some action, and Bill's gonna win our first hand today.
Big $20 pot for our first hand of the night.
I think we're gonna see a lot of this Lowry excitement today. He's always fun to have at a poker table.
Oh yeah. If I could handpick a table, Lowry would be at every single one of them. He is one of the best people to have on a table just because of the energy that he provides.
Entertainment value alone.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we got a straddle under the gun from Banks to our $5. I was wondering how many straddles we were gonna see today.
Henry going to raise it up here with jack 10 offsuit in the +1. I actually really like that play. Dorian going to flat here with king queen offsuit, and I can see Banks calling here. 9-3 suited, and we're going to go to a flop. Dorian with the best hand right now. Flop's going to come down, 3 in the window, and Banks is going to pick up a pair. They say it's hard to make a pair in this game, and they'd be right. Just going to check it, though. Pair of sixes on the board. Banks' pair of threes is looking pretty good right now.
He's got the best possible 3 playing that ace on the board. And I think this is just going to work.
Banks is going to get the bet through. I'm sure that he's pretty happy about that. Pair of threes is not exactly the best hand, but good enough to take down a pot.
They did win a lot, though. Well, yeah, you won. But I'm saying they cash out a lot, too. They don't usually cash out. 3-9. Oh, it's right.
Hand number 3. Henry going to fold the ace-3 offsuit under the gun.
Oh, no. Surprise.
A lot of bad hands leading up to Bill with pocket 10s on the button.
And Robert's going to pick up the ace-jack suited and just calls here.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of that today. A lot of these players like to play a lot of hands like Robert, but they do a lot of flatting. They don't do a lot of raising.
And hands like ace-jack are kind of hard to play out of the blinds, out of position.
We're just going to get a check through here. Bill with the only heart in his hand, the 10 of hearts. Robert going to turn the best hand with his ace-jack, turns a pair of jacks.
I don't see Robert being the type of person that's going to try to be putting a ton of money into this pot. I think we're going to find a lot of check calling on some of these streets, just try to get showdown pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect this goes check check pretty
Oh my
often.
goodness.
Very likely goes and does go check check, and Robert's going to win this pot with a pair of jacks. Keith, the stream goes until 9 o'clock. Usually, when we do streams, unless the game's really good, we got a lot of action and the players are up for it. Sometimes we'll go to 10. I know the Big O streams that we've been doing the last couple of weeks did go to 10 o'clock because there was plenty of action. The players were really wanting to keep playing. But usually these are just 3-hour streams. So we start at 6 and usually end at around 9:15.
We'll see these games, go to the outer table after. So you'll definitely see some players stick around after the stream ends. And the game, can go until close.
We will have plenty of action off stream once the stream is over. Most of these players will very likely stick around to keep playing off stream.
Alan's going to find a super premium under the gun, the 4-3 offsuit.
Everybody gets a button, and if you win
Might see a
hand,
raise from Alan here.
And then if you're the last one with the knit button, you put 25 in the next spot. I love that idea.
And it sounds like Banks is discussing starting a knit game. And as soon as we start talking about knits, Michael wakes up with Ace King offsuit. Going to raise it to $15. I think that's the biggest raise we've had so far. Everybody's been raising to 8.
Jared, did you look? I think.
Banks going to call in with Ace 9 offsuit. Dominated here. And board's going to come dry. Queen high flop. Lowry's hand is still best.
Let's see how both these players navigate a hand where they both hit absolutely nothing.
We go check. Lowry leads out with the best hand and goes ahead and takes that pot down. And let's take a look at this table real quick. Just chill, everybody. Like I said, we got Lowry in the 1 seat, JT in the 2 seat, Dorian's in the 3 seat, Donnie in the 5, Bill in the 6th, Robert in the 7, Banks in the 8th, Henry in the 9th, and Alan in seat number 10. Alan going to be forced to play his first hand of the stream so far, coming up in the big blind.
No, Lowry straddle. I might need to go out there and talk to him about that one.
I remember the last time Banks did that with a mole ended up winning a big pot that hand. Lowry going to raise here again, this time with Queen Jack suited under the gun.
Solid hand.
Going to get a couple folds. Actually, Dorian calls here with Ace 6 offsuit. Very surprising. Banks going to raise here on the button with the same hand, Ace 6 offsuit. Trying to put the pressure on Lowry, see exactly how good his hand is.
I don't think Lowry can go anywhere with his specific hand, but I do like this play from Banks. We block some of that ace queen, ace king type hands that our opponents might have.
Especially into a player pool like this where there's not really a lot of raising, and putting pressure on these guys will get them to fold a significant amount of the time.
What a beautiful window card for Banks as we're going to hit that ace.
We're going to go check, check. Lowry with no shot at winning this hand at this point.
I'd like to see about a $40 bet here. 45 and then a quick fold from Larry. Didn't have anything, unfortunately.
We'll take a quick look. We are 5 hands in. And so far, not a lot of money spread around so far. Robert actually the biggest winner right now, up $24. And Henry right now the biggest loser for $12, but I believe that is just a big blind and a $10 straddle. Alan so far broken even.
Oh, JT, you forgot to straddle. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Next time. Dorian's going to do it. I didn't straddle that. Did you fold? No. Dorian fold.
Donnie going to wake up in middle position here with Jack 10 suited.
This is the Brad Hopper. Jack 10.
We get a little bit of a loose call here from Bill with Queen 9 offsuit. I don't hate it. Gotta play some hands. If you fold every single hand, you're not going to win any money.
Michael and Bill are both going to find a pair, with Donnie finding an open ender. We're going to bet out 2/3 of the pot.
Hey, Kelly. Kelly.
Bill also here with the only diamond, the queen of diamonds in his hand with top pair.
Looks like Bill's gonna find a raise here, which is probably gonna push Michael out of this pot, and I don't think Donnie will be able to fold.
From Kelly, why we can't do
Mike making the smart fold here. Donnie, of course, going to call with the open ender. Not going to fold the one bet. Turns no help.
Absolute brick. Let's see.
We actually just go check here, which is kind of surprising. I'm surprised that Bill did not lead out on the turn. Try and put a little more pressure on Donnie here.
This is a great spot to find a bluff. I would have loved to see Donnie go bigger, but it's gonna work anyway. I don't think Bill liked seeing that ace on the river when he's in a hand against the pre-flop raiser.
Ace on the river, perfect bluff opportunity for Donnie, and he takes full advantage of it.
That's our second offer. We'll give him our offer.
And I feel like that's a bad situation for Bill to be in, being raising on the flop when he's got top pair and then checking the rest of the way through. I feel like if he's going to raise on that flop with top pair, he needs to put some more pressure when the turn doesn't change anything.
In that turn. Yeah, I was about to say that. I am in full agreement there.
Mr. Manchester asks, is seat 4 open? Yes. Well, doesn't look like it is anymore. It looks like somebody just came in and filled the spot. I believe that's going to be Mitch Calvert.
Not anymore, John. Not anymore.
But we do have a growing list, and for anybody who is nearby, the stream table is full, but we are going to have a feeder table, another hold'em table out in the lobby for anybody who is interested in coming to play. If you are interested in being on stream and any of these players leaves the stream, then we will be feeding players into the stream from that table. Looks like we're going to go 4 ways here. Everybody just flatting the $2. Flop's going to come ace high. Allen flopping top pair with ace 10. Everybody else kind of flopping a little bit of nothing. JT did flop middle pair here, but I don't think he's going to stick around with it. Allen just going to lead out with his top pair and take the pot down.
Hey, everybody, we're playing sixes for quad sixes. Don't forget right now.
Bank's taking the time to remind everybody it is currently 6:30. So right now, quad sixes is the quads of the hour. And yes, even on stream, you are still eligible for all of the promotions that we run here at the Rive League. So if any of these players hit quad sixes, they get to win a cool $10,000 live on stream.
That would be sick if the first time that we hit that $10,000 promotion was on stream for everyone to see.
I get the dealers after.
We've had a couple people get close over the last week or so, but no one's hit it here quite yet.
They have hit it a couple times at Kojak's from what I've heard. I think they hit it the very first day that they ran it. Somebody had already hit quads of the hour that day.
I think they'd rather hit it twice or 3 times. I've heard both. I don't know which one's true.
I believe it was twice in the first week. I think it was once the day that they started it or the day after they started it, and then another time later on in that week. But we have yet to have anybody hit it here. We've had a couple of really close calls. Robert actually was the first person that almost hit it. If I remember, he had pocket 4s, and the flop had 2 4s on it. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough in the pot, and when he bet it to try and get enough in the pot, everybody ended up folding. And the second time, I believe it was Kent Lacey just a couple days ago, had a 4 in his hand and folded pre-flop, and the board ran out 3 4s. But I believe those are the only 2 kind of close calls we've had with actually hitting it. Had plenty of people hit quads, just not the quads of the hour.
It's not in the hour. We had Tony hit quad 4s at about 1 in the morning yesterday. He walked home with $100, which $100 is still really good. Especially just to do nothing but hit a big hand.
Right. Manchester says they've hit it 3 times already.
That's crazy.
So they're giving away a lot of money up to Kojak's right now. That's $30,000 so far. And we're not even halfway through the month right now. So they still got plenty more opportunities to hit it up there.
What that tells me is our players here at the Rive League are due.
We should calm down.
I feel like, especially with watching the streams, I feel like a big issue that that happens is that people just seem to fold too much. Like with the Kent Lacey situation, you have a 4, it's 4 o'clock. There's always that small possibility if the pot doesn't get too expensive, just see a flop.
Yeah,
because if you happen to flop 2 of the 4s, then you can try and chase the 3rd one. And even if you don't hit the 4th one, then you've got trip fours. That's still a really good hand to be able to take a pot down. And if you don't hit 2 4s on the flop, you can still just go ahead and fold. You got to wait cheap.
Yeah, unless people are going crazy pre, I am not folding whatever that card is that's in that out. There's a $10,000 incentive for me to hit a big hand.
Speaking of big hands, Banks here with pocket tens. Board doesn't really run out favorably for him. Puts 2 7s out there. I don't know if Donnie's going to be able to stick around with 9 8.
I would like to see Donnie call here. We've got some backdoor straights, backdoor flushes. We have 2 overs. This isn't a bad board for our hand.
Yeah, and Banks tried to keep it pretty cheap too. He bet $10 into a $30 pot, so he was trying to keep it cheap to keep hands like that around. But unfortunately, Donnie is going to fold here. Banks is still going to pick up the pot though.
What's this no bomb pot?
It's a good fold from Donnie regardless. Banks has had a really strong hand.
We'll take a look at the VPIP real quick. We are only, I believe we're 7 hands in right now. Banks with a 66% VPIP. Mitch just got on the stream. He's the only one with 0. And like I was saying earlier, Henry seems to find himself at the bottom.
Henry's. Oh my.
Henry always seems to, on these streams, always seems to find himself in the bottom 3 when it comes to VPIP. He tends to do a lot of folding on stream compared to how he plays off stream.
We would have made a bet on whose VPIP was higher, Allen or Henry. I would have lost.
But we've still got plenty of stream to go. We are currently on hand number 10. We've still got plenty of time, 2.5 hours left to go on this stream.
Banks is going to open this up to $10 with the ace-5 offsuit.
That's right.
Michael going to make the quick call here with ace-3 suited. I see a couple more folds. Looks like Mitch is going to play his first hand here, 10-4 offsuit.
4-0. Mitch is here to gamble a little bit.
Can you get on YouTube?
Going to a flop. Ace in the window. 2 aces in the window.
And I think we're gonna have some.
We're gonna see if Michael and Banks can chop this pot.
There's a lot of chop opportunities here.
That's not one of them.
It's not one of them.
They call him Drake, maybe.
We're gonna see some money going on this turn, I think.
We got to see some money go in on the turn. Banks gonna bet $20 here, just about half pot. Lowry obviously not going anywhere. Mitch actually making the call out of turn with a pair of 4s. No shot at winning this hand.
No, it's actually
Mitch is a little eager with a 4 here.
10 on the river, gonna give Mitch a higher pair, and it's gonna end up with Lowry and Banks chopping this pot if they both stay in.
Curious to see if Mitch can get away from this hand when Michael, I'm assuming, is gonna go all in.
Yeah, Michael's gonna jam here for $130. Banks gonna snap
Let's
call,
chop this up.
Ace King.
and we're gonna see a chop here.
Hey, bro, I believe that. I have a good heart. You want to get turned over, or yeah? I have a good heart. All right, I gotta. I wouldn't have let him fall. I wouldn't have let him fall. No, he never would. That's why they grab the cards. Yeah, that's why. Says that kind of stuff all the time. Yeah. I'd say Ace King is 50-50 after he met an ace. I don't care if you are. Yeah. I'm not betting. Not betting. What the hell? That's how I close on the house. Try me. Oh. Wow. I got you. You okay?
That's something else we could talk about. Lowry actually just closed on a house with him and his girlfriend.
No, I can gamble. I just.
Yeah, Lowry just closed on a house with his girlfriend.
Yeah, but I don't
They're
know
moving in, and they are currently expecting twins. We actually have a little poster up here at the Rive League. There's a little bet going on right now for when the due date's going to be.
I gotta do some math here. I also probably need to get on this bet because I like myself a good side bet. I also heard Lowry talk about putting a pool table in the garage, which means I'm probably moving in too.
I was like, this dude likes
Lowry does like his pool. It would not be a Lowry house if there was not a pool table there.
little girl over there. I ain't holding.
5 ways to this board of King, Queen, Jack. JT with our mystery hand. Banks with a gut shot and top pair.
Lowry actually going to fold the ace here. We'll have to see what ends up going down.
This is an interesting run out. Banks is going to find a very thin bet with top pair.
I got a king.
I'm feeling JT
Oh,
probably
nice hand.
has. JT looks like he has ace 10, just flops it. I'm going to take this one down.
Kept getting better. Yeah, I was like, should have one river.
Knowing that JT had that ace 10, that's a tough run out for him with the board double pairing.
That was a run out straight. But I didn't mind it. Thanks, I will bet you 10 on the game though, whatever we have on. Oh yeah? What's the line? Whatever it is, you choose this time. I chose last.
Thanks is straddling.
Alright, I get Houston plus 12.
Oh,
You get to choose favorite plus the point. Say Houston or dog. Or favorite minus.
We're
Sorry.
gonna get into hand number 12 here. Henry going to fold 9-8 offsuit
I don't know.
after that $5 straddle by Banks. Allen gonna wake up here with ace-9 suited.
Let's see a raise, Allen. Come on.
I would have liked to have seen a raise out of him, but like I said, especially when it comes to the stream, a lot of people tend to just flat. There is very little raising that goes on.
Donnie seems eager. Donnie with the ace king of hearts. We have some big hands in this one. Robert with the queen jack of hearts.
We've got a big pot burn. This is, I believe this is going to be the biggest pot of the stream so far, other than the chop pot with
There's a lot of
Banks and Lowry.
flops that can hit all of these players at the same time.
And that's unfortunately not one of them. Allen and Donnie both flop top pair here. Allen might end up getting a little stuck here by flopping top
Dorian
pair.
flops the queen high
Find out the
club
line.
draw.
What? Larry, what's the line?
Allen's gonna
Just
bet
gonna
on
get a
Dorian,
snap call.
Just gonna call with the flush draw.
And there's no way there's no way that Donnie is just going to flat here. He's going to raise it up $45. And I believe we're just going to see two calls. Allen might actually end up folding here. But Dorian is definitely not going anywhere. And yep, Allen's going to make the smart fold here.
Allen finds a very good laydown, but Dorian's gonna see if he can catch
So
this
I get
flush
Houston
draw.
minus 9.5. Or you can
See if we can see.
Alright, I got Houston minus 9.5 for 10.
There we go.
I am worthy.
8 of clubs. Dorian with the check mark. No shot of
Very
losing this
good
hand.
check here from Dorian.
And Donnie, very smart check there, and would have gotten Allen would have gotten stuck with two pair on the river.
That check on the turn from Dorian is gonna get him paid on this
Mhm.
river. Donnie cannot get away from ace king
Yeah,
when checked two, and then
I'm not sure if I actually like that snap. I definitely don't like it as a snap call from Donnie, but I'm not entirely sure if I like the call either.
March Madness.
Flush immediately gets there. The 7 for a straight gets there on the river. There's a lot of things that came in. He's beat by any middling two pair, so like 6-8, which Dorian can definitely have in that spot.
Something you'll never be able to do.
we're beating all of the worst aces. Like I think ace 10, suited, offsuit is something that Dorian can play
Mhm.
as just a limp pre and a call. So we are beating some of those aces.
He's made more than
Not the best run out, but it's a hard hand to get away from.
100%.
I don't know.
Take a look at the win percentage after that. Big hand. Dorian, obviously the biggest winner right now. A little over $200, a little over an entire stack. Donnie, the biggest loser at $159. Robert, almost broken even, and Henry also almost broken even. That low V pip helping Henry out a little bit here.
If he doesn't stay in college, he'll go.
We're going to get into a hand number, I believe we're on hand number 12 now. Hand number 13. Henry going to wake up with King 10 offsuit under the gun. This is the hand he's going to decide to raise with.
Going for a
Big raise, too.
massive raise.
Big raise, $20.
Clock. Bored out of my mind.
JT's going to pick up a big hand in tens and just calls. Mitch also picks up a big hand in ace jack. Just calls.
How dare y'all.
Banks waking up with pocket nines. We got some pretty big hands here.
Big pocket pairs here.
I appreciate it.
Queen jack 9.
We do have a jack, so Mitch is going to flop top pair here with his ace jack. Not the best hand so far. Gonna bet it out too. 25 bucks, just under a third pot.
Banks calls.
Bill, what have you been up
Henry
to?
folds.
Work.
Banks is going to be in some pretty rough shape here.
Mm. He's gonna see what Mitch does here. Mitch leads out again. That's a lot of jacks that he has in his range. So Banks might be able to get away from it if Mitch bets here, and he does. He bets $30, just small enough to keep Banks around.
I think what's going to be hard about this is that Mitch's stack size is really small in comparison to the pot.
Mitch
gonna go
checking
check.
the river. Not sure if I like the check on the river from Mitch.
I think we can continue to get some value out of, those
Smaller
hands
jacks.
like 8s, 9s, 10s, smaller jacks.
With Banks flatting and flatting again, I would have much more expected a smaller jack for something Mitch could target there.
Yeah, that running 5s isn't too scary of a run out. I think we could have.
I think we could have gotten one more bet out of Banks.
Your first time in your round? This one? I played in that tournament.
It's false advertising, but that's
Without knowing the line, you get to choose favorite or dog, and I'll tell you one. I'll take
I like
Georgia.
that. That's way better.
You just want Georgia regardless, but yeah, whatever Georgia is. That way I have
Who's that
the white
out?
team on both teams.
Yeah, what?
I have the team in white in both.
Makes it easier to watch.
Yeah.
Mike
That is smart. Whoever's the home team, I'll just use that for.
Donnie folds. Bill calls to 10. Robert raises to 30.
Mitch gonna raise Jack 10 suited here in middle to late position. Bill's gonna call him with ace deuce suited, and Robert's gonna pick up pocket eights here on the button and raise with it. I
Robert's
think we're
got
just gonna see two
eight-
calls here.
8s is my favorite hand in all of poker.
Heads up.
Jason likes to think that ace 9 is.
We're
my
gonna see
favorite.
two tens. Mitch is gonna flop trips here with his Jack 10. Very smart check.
This is a very good flop for
So
Robert
Georgia minus
too.
5.5,
With there
and
being
then
2 of the
Houston minus
overcards, it's way less likely your opponent has one of them.
And Robert with a big bet here.
70.
He's just begging for somebody to raise him so that he can get out of the hand.
Raised to 2.
Yeah.
He's gonna figure.
And
this
Mitch is
out
gonna
real quick.
Mitch is gonna give him the escape hatch here. He's gonna basically put Robert all in.
I believe Robert was trying to make this a very expensive hand for someone to chase a diamond draw, but instead he got
Mm-hmm.
a
And
10
Mitch is
on
gonna
the
show it.
line.
That's something else I've never really understood is people showing their hands after the hand's over.
Thanks, Rick. Oh, feel like he's saying that.
If you're gonna be showing hands, I want to see some more bluffs later on in
Mhm.
pots. 'Cause I think if you show some strong hands and then you're playing a big pot, I think people are more likely to believe you.
Mm-hmm.
They're more likely to fold. But if we're gonna be showing our hands and not really trying to benefit off,
Why won't you say something?
I think it's just to be nice to let people know that you weren't lying to them, you weren't
Right.
flipping them, that you had the goods, especially if your opponent was making a big laydown. It's a courtesy thing that I will never do.
Uh-huh. Never. Never give your opponent free information. Always keep them guessing. There are very, very rare times, even especially when it comes to professional play, that you ever show your hand.
I'm gonna see some suited hands from Dorian and Mitch.
We're just gonna see a bunch of flats going around the table.
Bill's getting a little frisky here with the 7-5 offsuit.
I don't hate it for $5.
And
Henry just
rips the ace-9.
Henry's just gonna rip it here just to take down that $30 in the pot.
We're gonna use
And
this image.
I believe that this is just gonna get through. I don't think he's getting a single caller for $200 here.
Yeah, I don't think any of these players match up with the hands that they've got as far as making a big call.
And Henry's just gonna take down the free $30 in the pot. Call that dead money.
One of these times, I see Henry do this all the time. That one of those times that jam is gonna be queens or kings, and someone's gonna get tired of it. Someone's gonna call him, and he's gonna get a big pop.
Henry does do a very good job of keeping people guessing by doing exactly what you said. He'll jam hands like that, where it's like ace-9 offsuit, or even something like 8-7 offsuit or something like that. And then he'll also jam with hands like kings and aces and queens. and it keeps people guessing, which is why he can get called when he has good hands.
Yeah, I've been in here playing these Monday free rolls every once in a while, and I've played some big hands with Henry where he just goes all in free. I have something like tens or jacks and just can't get away from it, and he just has kings and just gets the absolute maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll see him do that with some of those big hands on this stream as
I
well.
might hit and run Lowry though, to be fair, just because hit and run Lowry.
Got some Lowry slander from Banks over there.
Going into hand number 16. Mitch going to wake up with pocket threes in middle position. Just going to flat
Gonna
here.
go set mining.
Henry going to make the min click here with pocket sixes on the button. Allen waking up with a massive hand. Pocket kings going to make the big boy raise. I believe that's $40.
31.
31. And Lowry going to jam here with ace king.
Ill time to pick up this ace king. That's a cooler for Lowry.
This is just going to be one of those classic run it out hands.
I was gonna say that Allen might get called by Henry and Mitch with the pocket pairs, but
I
with
believe
this
if
all
Lowry
in, I
doesn't.
don't think anything's happening.
Yeah, I believe if Lowry doesn't jam there, I think you're absolutely right. Mitch and Henry are not going anywhere with their pocket pairs.
Yeah, Henry, don't let that be the spot that you lose all your money. And Allen's gonna come with a quick call.
3 out.
Lowry says it best. 3 out.
See if we can spike this ace.
And I believe he actually has all 3 of his outs. I don't believe anybody else had an ace in their hands.
I
So
did not see an ace. We also have 2 live flush draws with our hearts and our diamond.
we got the classic 60-40. Oh, and a 6 in the window would have given Henry a set off the rip. Ace on the
Ace on the
river.
river.
And Lowry's going to take this pot.
Barry Greenstein.
Very unfortunate for Allen. Gonna have to see a rebuy from him. You can't take that line down.
As cliche as it is, we're called the Rive League for a reason.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be hearing from Henry the rest of the night about how he would have flopped a set there.
Well, so there's an interesting fact actually that I don't think you and I factored in. I want you to look at what time it is right now.
Yep. That does play a factor into it. It is 6 o'clock right now. So folding pocket six is actually a lot harder there. You saw Henry take a second to think about it before he folded. He really did not want to fold pocket sixes there, but you just know when Allen is 3-betting and Lowry is jamming, they both have monster hands. So you're pretty much drawing to the quads if you want to win.
Yeah, which I heard JT call for that 6.
Mhm.
A little bit of a needle there.
That would have been pretty upsetting to have missed out on the quads of the hour on stream.
That does explain why he thought a little bit longer with pocket sixes there, even though it was definitely a red flag when Lowry came with that quick jam.
Mm-hmm.
And Allen raise, Henry jam. It's a very scary spot to be in with those small pocket pairs.
Going into hand number 17, Dorian going to wake up here with Queen Jack off suit.
Looks like we're not going to see what Mitch had. Probably aces.
Anytime you leave the table, it's always aces. Jack 10 off suit, not a bad hand. Gonna end up missing it by not being at the table, but
Definitely could have been a worse hand than this.
we're gonna play catch up on the graphics here real quick.
Assuming Banks folded the Jack 5. I don't think
Yeah,
that-
no, it looks like he's still got it, but I don't believe there was he actually raised it, which is way smarter than just calling with it. Allen picking up the sixes here. Ace in the window, no help to anybody. Dorian is going to flop open-ended here. Allen's hand of pocket sixes is still the best hand right now.
Banks is going to keep the story up, which on an ace-high flop is as good as any flop to try to keep betting.
And Allen going to make the call here, knowing that if he hits a 6, he's in pretty good shape. Not going to be a 6, going to be another heart.
Banks is going to pick up a flush draw with what he's trying to tell everybody is an ace in his hand.
And that could be a really good card for Banks. And he's just going to check it. I think Banks is scared of Allen actually having an ace in that spot. So Banks just going to check it down, and Allen is going to take this hand down with pocket sixes. I think if Banks had kept up the pressure for one more street, he probably would have been able to take that pot away from Allen. But I also completely agree with him there. Allen does have a lot of aces in that spot.
Yeah, and getting 2 calls on that kind of a flop is big red flag, especially when you're holding absolute air. I think if he gets a call from just Dorian, I can see a world where he, finds a bet on the turn or the river. But getting called in 2 spots,
Yeah.
gotta pump the brakes every once in a while.
Appreciate everybody for watching. We are streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook right now. We're trying to get a poll going. We asked before the stream, we'll ask again. Put it in the chat. Who do you think on this table is going to end up being the biggest winner and the biggest loser? My vote is that Lowry is actually going to be the biggest winner. I think Mark said that Henry was going to end up being the biggest winner of the night. We aren't entirely sure who we think is going to be the biggest loser of the night so far.
Which I need to see Henry play some more hands, which I think ace-jack offsuit is a pretty good start.
That is a pretty good start. Mitch going to come along here with 7-6 offsuit. I don't hate it. I don't like the fact that it's early position, but I don't hate the call either.
Donnie with the donkey hand, king 4.
Shout out to Martine. We're going to go heads up here. Ace-jack versus 7-6 offsuit. And 7-6 is going to flop 2 pair here. Henry in pretty bad shape with just ace high. We'll see if Mitch has the patience to check here with 2 pair.
Check here out of Mitch. Mitch plays tournaments with Henry a lot. Mitch knows that Henry has the ability to blast off.
Henry does like to c-bet, and usually it ends up working out for him. But when you flop 2 pair, I don't think Mitch is going to go anywhere to a c-bet. Mitch just gonna pull the trigger here and make the big boy raise. Looks like $100. And I think Henry's just gonna get away clean here. There's no way that he should be calling with ace high here.
This is gonna let Henry off the hook pretty cheap.
I would have loved to have seen just a check from Mitch here, or just a call from Mitch in that spot. And once again, he's gonna show the big hand.
There aren't very many scary turn cards.
No, I think the scariest turn card there would have been an 8, just to put the straights out there. But otherwise, yeah, pretty much no scary turn cards for Mitch in that spot. He's not even he's not scared of an ace ever. He's not really even scared of if the 9 pairs.
And something I want our viewers to watch for is here in West Texas, people like big bets. So when people are raising, they're raising really big. Like we saw Henry raise to $20. That's a 10x raise over that 1-2 blinds, which means that when people are opening that big pre-flop and getting called by multiple players, it means these stack sizes are really shallow in comparison to how big the pot gets before we even see a flop. So it's not hard to get all the money in after the flop if you hit something strong. So I think there's something to be said for slow playing a little bit more than you would in a game that had bigger stacks, like multiple people having thousands of dollars instead of just a couple hundred.
Yeah, when we've got our bigger 1-3 games where people are buying in for $500 something, then you can be a little bit more splashy. You can make your bet sizes a little bit bigger because of the stack size increase. But when you're playing this shallow, yeah, you kind of have to keep your bets smaller if you want to keep people around, because at some point you bet too much and the only answer is all in or fold.
Bill come in with a normal size raise at $8.
We're going to get a couple flats around the table. Looks like JT is finally going to play another hand. We have
a lot of pocket pairs.
3 pocket pairs in this hand. Pocket 3s, pocket 9s, pocket 5s. Bunch of overcards as well.
All of these calls behind make a ton of sense. 9s, 5s, 3s, jack 10 suited, and then for Mitch at that point, all that money in the middle, he's got to.
And somehow everybody misses. Allen actually with the best hand here with his pocket 9s.
Mitch has a gut shot. Henry has a backdoor flush draw. I think there's a lot of interesting turns that we can see here. I think a 5 would be pretty cool.
A 5 would be an interesting card. Lowry and Mitch would have 2 great hands if a 5 drops. Instead, we get a 3, and JT with the pocket 3s ended up folding to the bet on the flop. Would have turned a set.
Allen still has the best hand, but Henry turns a flush draw. Michael turns an open ender.
We still got plenty of good hands in this spot. It's gonna be weird for everybody in this position. Actually, Allen ends up folding what is currently the best hand.
5 of clubs would be a good river here.
Instead, it's another 3,
That would have
and
been
that would
quads for
that would have been quad 3s for JT. That would have been a free $100 for him, and you can see it on his face that he's not happy about it.
Now Lowry, I think, thinks he's bluffing here, but is actually has the best hand.
I don't know. This is a weird spot for Lowry right now. There's a lot of hands that can come along here that don't include an 8 that you're beating. A lot of aces that end up turning a gut shot, but you're blocking their gut shots, obviously. Lowry going to take down this pot with that $100 bet. Going
Takes
to
down
make
a big one.
make $160 on that.
JT kicking himself under the table there.
Yeah, JT not too happy. Not too happy with folding on the flop there.
You'll hit a flop one day, Mitch. Well, you just missed that one.
Thank you, man. Bill? Yes, sir.
Here we go. We're going on hand number 20. Bill folds the one. Queen deuce off suit.
And he's in seat 5. Sacrilegious.
Bank's going to make normal raise here. $10 with 9-7 off suit.
But you got banned from full spectrum.
Lowry's going to come out along with his ace. JT with another pocket pair. Let's see if he can hit quads again. Dorian's just calling with the ace queen of clubs.
Like I said, there's a lot of calling that goes on that I would love to see some raises. 3s on the flop. Nobody with a 3 this time around.
Banks is going to flop best. I would have loved to see a raise from Dorian on the button. You know, a hand like ace queen suited doesn't really want to be playing a hand with this many players.
And you can see Banks is just going to bet there and take it down. Nobody else flopping anything.
I think this is the first hand.
Is it that nice when we raise something like 9-7 offsuit pre, we hit a 7?
Not yet.
Just flop top pair, make a C bet, take it down.
That's what
Easy way to win some money.
Probably taxes.
eating right, playing good poker right there.
What they haven't said.
I'd love to hit a pair every single time I raised.
Pairs are hard to make in this game. A lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people think it's just a saying, but no, it's actually hard. It's actually surprisingly hard to hit a pair in this game.
Nothing serious because if it
We're picking up some viewers on YouTube and Facebook. I want to see some comments on who we're cheering for. I see a Let's Go Banks, Go Allen. I want to see who are we cheering for tonight? Who do we want to win big?
Bank's going to raise again here. Ace deuce suited middle position. Allen with pocket fours here are going to come along.
That's the ace deuce Bruce.
supposedly it's not alcohol related.
JT going to come along again with queen jack offsuit this time.
Money line. 645.
If there's a hand that someone's playing on the stream where it's a favorite hand of a player that plays here at the River League, I will let y'all know about it.
We got a good flop here. JT flopping middle pair. Bill flopping top pair. Banks flopping the nut flush draw. We can see some money go in here.
JT's going to come along with his jack.
I don't blame him. He's also got a gutter to go along with it. A 10 gives him the straight.
And there's going to be a 6. So now Bill has 2 pair.
Bill going to go all in here. 70 bucks into 110. That's really good. That's a really good stack proportion.
I don't think we're going to see a fold out of Banks here.
No, I don't think Banks can ever fold here.
70 to win 180.
That is a very surprising fold out of Banks. That's a very surprising fold out of Banks. What he might have been worried about there is that JT also had a flush draw, which takes away some of his outs. Partially correct. JT did have the jack of spades. Reese coming in the comments saying, hopes Michael Lowry wins because he needs the diaper money. Too true.
He's going to need a lot of diaper money.
It's not as bad as Jam. I don't know. They're as bad as Jam. So they came out with new rules. So my product is banned on March. Big dog. Don't be telling me. March 31st. So because recently that was and now it's for 380. I'm not looking it up. Yours was for 380. Why would you know? Yes, it was.
We're going to get a couple folds here, a couple weak hands, getting out of the way. Lowry going to make another fold. It's going to be hard for Lowry to win some diaper money if he keeps folding. Mitch going to come along with pocket threes here. Donnie with queen 10 offsuit on the button also going to come along for the ride.
We've been seeing a lot of pocket pairs today. We
There
got
we go.
deuces and threes in this one.
Now we got some volume on your mic.
You're not willing to get it in with ace king?
We're going to go 6 ways to this flop.
He's just man golden. I want to see all 5. That's like raising.
Flop's going to come 9 high.
I got
Banks
this.
right now, pair of 4s. Dorian flopping open-ended with his 7-6. Everybody else, not a whole lot of anything here. And Dorian's open-ended is blocked a little bit by Mitch having pocket 3s here, so Dorian's looking for an 8, most likely.
I'm gonna check around here.
Ace on the turn, going to give Banks 2 pair here, puts him very firmly in the lead in this hand. He's going to take advantage of it. Bet about half pot here, 15 bucks. And Dorian not going to go anywhere with open-ended. Nobody with a diamond draw.
I don't think we're
surprisingly.
gonna be able to see any calls from anybody else here.
This one's close. Is that beer? I know, but you're -4, right? I'm betting the ace. -5.5.
Yeah, River's going to be a 7. Gives Dorian a pair, but I don't know if he's going to be able to call 50 bucks here. Going to make the smart fold. Banks going to take this pot down with 2 pair.
John, is that mic sounding better now?
Really?
Definitely sounds better on my end. Got to give Mark a little bit of patience. His first time on stream, he doesn't talk very loud.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a talker if anybody knows me.
You can't just lie to the people like that, Mark. On stream for the whole world to see, and you're just out here lying.
I'm a quiet guy.
Does Matthew live in Austin? No.
We're going to get along here. Hand number 23.
Sorry, so
Henry going to fold 6-4.
he played on it. Yeah.
We're going to have to look at the V-pips after this hand. I believe Henry's V-pip still starts with a 1.
Matthew played on those.
Dorian going to come along here with 10-6 suited. Mitch going to come along with 10-7 offsuit. Robert going to come along with a pocket pair. And Banks going to pick up the big hand. Ace-king in the
Massive
big
hand,
blind.
big blind. I would have loved to see a much bigger bet here.
Played basketball with him at some point, but not
I don't think that Banks actually minds taking hands like this multi-way. If it was a pocket pair, I think he makes it a bit bigger, but I actually don't think that he minds coming along with ace-king, knowing that everybody else is pretty weak when they're only flatting the $2. So any ace on the flop is going to be extremely good for Banks in this spot.
because he knew Clay.
Board's going to come all middle cards. Bill is going to flop middle pair here with a pair of 9s. Actually the best hand right now. Banks going to make the C bet with his ace-king offsuit. Going to get a couple folds probably.
You're going to see a call at a Mitch here with a gut shot. You're going to see a call at a Bill.
Bill's going to come along with his middle pair. Turn's going to come another jack. No help to anybody, but
This is a good card for Banks. I think it keeps anything from catching up.
Bill going to make a surprising bet here with his 9. Pretty confident that nobody has a jack in this spot when they go check, check, and he would be correct. And he's going to take this pot down almost $100.
Does make betting a 9 a lot easier when the top card pairs, makes it less likely that people are going to have something.
Like Robert's going to add on a little bit here. And let's take a look at everybody's VPIP percentages. A little bit higher than I would have expected. Everybody's at least 30%.
Mitch at 70% surprises me. That's really high for him.
It's a little high for him on the stream, but he does generally play a decent amount of hands. I'm more surprised that there's only 2 people above 50%. I actually would have expected Lowry to have a little bit of a higher VPIP right now.
They don't want to lose their dealers, so they probably are trying to work something out with him first.
Alan's going to pick up Queen 9 offsuit here under the gun.
Until they figure all this out, right? Yeah, 2 days. That's gotta be so good for them.
Gonna go ahead and toss that in the muck.
So it's
JT actually going to raise here. I think that's his first pre-flop raise with Ace King.
Bill's going
Bill.
to pick up kings. This is our second time
Yeah.
seeing kings versus ace king today, and I think we're going to see some fireworks again.
JT just going to get immediately punished.
Robert with another pocket pair of 5s, but I don't think he can come along after a Bill 3-bet.
No, if it was 5 o'clock and the quad of the hour was live, then possibly.
And
It-
JT finds a fold with the ace king
Oh,
3.
JT.
Oh
What
my.
are we doing?
In this situation, that's a crazy fold.
Oh.
I'm kind
If
of
you-
speechless by that,
if-
honestly.
If you're folding in that spot, I'm actually wondering what you're calling with that isn't exactly aces or kings. If you're folding ace king in that spot to a single raise.
Obviously, poker
What a huge fold. Especially, like, he didn't even think about it.
No,
Just
just a
snap
snap.
into the muck.
Oh. We brought him. Are they coming on stream? Oh my god, I might have to leave, guys. There's some.
Sounds like
I usually
Ton
don't
and his
like
wife
fiction,
showed up
but
possibly with the
take it up.
grandchild.
And I do believe that this 1-3 table got started. So we do have a 1-3 table going right now on the floor. We have a big O table scheduled for 8 p.m. So that should be starting up in about an hour.
We'll have plenty of action going on outside of the stream room for anybody who's local and wants to come take a shot at winning some money. Bank's going to raise here with the Martine, King 4 suited. Henry going to come along with 6-3 suited.
Because as we get later into the night, these pocket pairs that you got to hit these quads with are going to get easier and easier to play. Because, you know, sevens isn't too hard to play, and then eights, nines, tens, and especially as you get up to jacks and queens. So the later it gets, the easier it is to play those hands and try to hit those quads for that $10,000 promotion.
Flop. Doesn't look like it's going to help anybody. Robert's still ahead here with ace high. Turns another jack. Going to make it even easier for Robert to win here. We might be able to see a bluff out of Banks if Robert doesn't bet his hand here.
Banks was the one who raised pre, so he might take a stab, but into this many players, it's pretty sketchy.
Oh, that's going to make it really easy. Rivering top pair.
Yeah, now we don't have to bluff.
Now any bet's going to look kind of bluffy.
35.
He's going to go with a pretty decent sizing, $35.
Fortunately, I don't think we have anybody that can pay this off. Robert's not really the type that's going to just be calling off with ace high very often on the river.
No, never.
He'd rather just move on to the next hand.
That is something that I wanted to look at that we don't actually look at very often on stream is everybody's pre-flop raise percentage. You notice that when Banks gets a hand, when he's getting into the pot, he raises 52% of the time. So very little calling from Banks compared to somebody like Robert or Alan or Dorian, who is doing a lot of flatting pre-flop and not a lot of raising. It's the same case with Mitch. We got a really high VPIP out of Mitch, biggest at the table so far, but a significant lack in pre-flop raising. It's a lot of flatting.
And I like to see I would like to see these higher kind of pre-flop raise numbers, because what it does is not only does it allow you to take flops with less people in the hand, so it's much easier to win when you have something strong, but it also allows you to get more value of your strong hands, like your aces and your kings and your queens. Because if you're only raising those big hands, then the players at the table, when you raise, they know you got something really strong, and they can fold big hands because you don't raise very often.
Exactly.
So you want to raise some stuff that is a little bit weaker so that it kind of hides your strength whenever you raise something really strong.
And we get into an opposite situation where somebody like Alan has pocket tens here and they do a lot of flatting with it. And the problem with that is if you are raising it, you are getting people out of the hand. And when you're flatting with it, you get in situations like this where you by far have the best hand at the table, but somebody like Robert comes along with an ace 4 and flops the nuts, and now you can't ever win with your hand.
And it's really hard to play something like tens. You see these overcards like a queen or a jack or a king come on this board quite often. And when you're in a hand against 6 other players, it's really hard to know if your hand is good or not, because a lot of people are going to have hands like this king 9 and queen 10, you know, that are going to hit these overcards against you, whereas those are hands that would have folded to a raise pre.
Exactly.
Let's see how Robert wants to play the nuts facing a
I would like to see a
bet
call.
and a call. I would love to just see a call here.
And say he's going to make the, not a min click, but pretty close, just to $30.
The problem is
he's just never getting called by either of these players unless they
unless
also
they specifically have a flush, and if they do, the money's going to be able to go in on a later street anyway.
I would have loved to have seen a flat out of him, and then if another heart comes later, then he can try and get the money in with somebody else that also has a smaller flush.
No, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, another one wouldn't give it back. Easy shots. No way you got it.
We're going into, I believe, hand number 27 now.
It's about to pop up on here. I'm not sure.
There we go.
27. There you
Hand number
go.
27. Dorian going to wake up with 10-3 offsuit under the gun. Very quickly folds it.
We'll remind you next time, Dorian. Okay. Oh,
believe they're watching college basketball in the stream room right now. I think Lowry and Banks were talking earlier. They've been placing a lot of bets on college basketball just between themselves. Just $10 on the money line or the $10 on the betting line for whoever wins the game.
There are a lot of people at this table that, in their own words, are certified ball knowers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Henry
we-
going to raise with Queen 9 offsuit. Bill going to come along with Jack 9 offsuit, and Lowry going to come along with King Queen offsuit. Flop's going to come 9 high. Very bad flop for Lowry, but really good flop for Henry. Going to be able to get a little bit of value out of Bill here if he plays his cards right.
Bill's going to actually bet this out. I'd like to see a raise or a call out of Henry. Both are fine.
I think a raise might be just a little bit out of Henry's wheelhouse, but I wouldn't hate to see it either. Henry going to get the check mark here, so that must mean all of Bill's jacks are gone.
One more.
You see a 3 on the river. No help to anybody.
And I don't
Bill
see
still
a,
thinking his top pair is good.
I don't see a
Unfortunately, he
world
has
where Henry's
outkicked.
going to go anywhere, especially for this size.
No, Henry, I don't believe Henry should ever be folding here, but I can make sense of him not ever raising here either. It should just be a call every time.
Folding would be a huge blunder. Bill's only betting 40 into about 140, so we're calling $40 to win 180.
Yep.
So we're getting about 7 to 1.
Yeah. Like Henry said, if you got it, you got it, but I'm going to make you show it. And Henry ends up having it here, out pipping Bill, one dotted. Henry going to take this pot down, win a good $120 pot.
After getting those kinds of odds, he only needs to be right about 15% of the time, even less than that, for it to be a profitable call there. I do like Bill's bet, though, trying to get some thin value of second pair, third pair. You can get looked up in those kinds of spots, but unfortunately, it was just up against an opponent that had him pipped.
Just an unfortunate spot for Bill to be in. I'm wondering if he checks on the river, if it just goes check, check. I feel like it
I
would
think
go
it
check,
does,
check a
yeah.
significant amount of the time.
I
I don't know if I really would have liked to check out of Bill in that spot either.
No, I think with the run out coming as dry as it did,
I think it kind of went down exactly like it should have.
there's still a lot of hands that Bill is ahead of. Way more hands he's ahead of than he's behind. Robert's
Robert.
going to pick up the ace queen of diamonds, and he is going to raise to
That's a big boy.
$25.
Big
It's a
boy raised. Banks actually
huge raise.
snap calling here, which is kind of surprising considering Robert's rarely ever raising in this spot.
Dorian just called with ace king behind.
And this is what I'm talking about. We were showing the pre-flop raise thing earlier. Dorian was one of those really low numbers, and he's showcasing it right now by flatting with one of the best hands you can possibly get. Robert turning a flush draw. Banks kind of just stuck in the weeds, probably folding to any bet here. We'll see if Dorian calls.
Dorian just going to fold too.
Yep, Dorian also just going to fold here, and that's another part of the problem with flatting these big hands pre-flop is you get in these situations where the board's all middle cards, there's plenty of straight draws, plenty of flush draws. Somebody could just have a pair and you're behind.
And even if you're in a spot like that where kind of everyone missed, you still have the best hand. You're dominating both of the other players, but you just don't know where you're at.
Exactly.
You know,
That's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand about the raising is, yes, you have the potential of losing more money because you're putting more money in the pot, but it is better than being in a spot where you have no idea how good your current hand is, like Dorian is in that spot. If you raise pre in that spot, then yes, you might lose a little bit more money on the hand, but you also don't get in a spot like that where you're folding the best hand a decent amount of the time.
I was trying to win the hand and play the two cards you have is a piece of the puzzle, but trying to figure out what your opponents have in their hand is also the other piece of the puzzle. So anything that we can do to gain information about what they have is something good. Because if you raise and then they call a raise, well, then it shrinks the amount of possible hands that they could have because a lot of hands don't want to be calling raises.
Exactly.
So especially on boards like that, that was like 8-7-2. You know, there's not a lot of hands that contain an 8, a 7, or a 2 that's going to be calling a pre-flop 3-bet.
Right. So it just gives you more information and allows you to play your 2 cards better, even if they're not always the best 2 cards. We're going 6 ways to this flop. Dorian with pocket 4s. Board's going to come a king and 2 low cards. No help to anybody. Believe
How we have this many people in this hand that don't really hit much.
Yep. Nobody with a flush draw. A couple people with clubs. Donnie would typically have a pretty good hand here with the gut shot, but Dorian's got 2 of his 4s. Turn's going to be a 10. Gives Lowry middle pair, which is the best hand right now.
Give
You see
Robert
Mitch
the
and
nut
Dorian
heart
both
draw.
with 0% to win.
Lowry's going to find a very good bet with this 10. He knows that when this flop checks around, it's hard for anybody to have a king. 10 is probably good. I need to bet this, take this pot down before it gets scarier.
Possibly get some value out of some flush draws. You do have a club and a heart, so you're blocking a couple of them, but that doesn't mean people can't have them. And Robert does have the nut heart draw here.
I don't want to take sides. Let's go, Robert.
Says, let's go, Robert.
Wow.
Robert Rivers, the nuts. And
Oh,
Snap checked it.
Lowry, we need to be checking this river.
Yeah. I don't know if Lowry put too much thought into that.
Oh, we're hopping on a plane and flying to Hollywood right now.
Mm-hmm.
Robert's taking us to the movies.
Robert probably thinking about if he could ever get called if he raises here, which is a good thing to think, but I think Lowry's good enough to notice that Robert doesn't raise a lot of hands, so anytime he raises here, he just has it.
But also, we just have the nuts and we have to raise.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this size, though. I don't think if we go too big, our opponent's going to be able to fold some strong hands.
I don't know. I think in this spot, there is a decent argument for doing something like this, jamming that spot, because I think a jam looks a lot more bluffy than a normal size raise in that spot. Now, maybe with these short stack sizes, that's not the case, because I think Robert only had like $200. So maybe with these short stack sizes, 200 is not really that much different from 125.
Yeah, and you might as well just ship it in there.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense to me.
But if you have like significantly bigger stack sizes, like say Robert had $500 in that spot, I think a jam actually looks a little more bluffy than just a raise there.
Yeah. I would have loved to see a check back on that river, take our 10 to showdown.
$5 shadow from Bill.
Love it.
Got a straddle from Bill. Is this an attempt at a double straddle from Robert here? I'm not sure what that is. Robert's got his $5 sitting out there. Dealer Drayton correcting that real quick. Robert's going to start us off here.
He didn't think Bill would ever straddle, so I thought he would straddle. That's fair.
I call that bullshit.
Banks is going to open this up with this ace 8. Henry with a beautiful hand, that 10-9 of spades.
It is 7 o'clock now. Yep. You're right.
Mitch going to come along with some Broadway cards. We're going to go 3 ways to this flop. Mitch is just going to go ahead and bet out his jack. This could be an interesting turn. Henry's going to pick up second pair. If he feels like Mitch is messing around a little bit, and this is the spot where he's going to look him up. Mitch is going to keep this bet really small. This is a hard bet size for Henry to get away from. It's so little into such a big pot relative to how much Mitch is betting. But Henry's got to ask himself, what does he think he's beating? Mitch bets out this flop on Jack 6-3 rainbow. Bets the turn. Overcard comes on the river, and Mitch is still betting. It just makes Mitch's hand look super, super strong. And we got a very good fold from Henry in a spot where I think a lot of people just flick the money in because it's such a small bet.
You know I'm gonna see you later, right?
Uh-huh.
You know I'm gonna see your hand.
Bill, you might be fine.
Well,
I had 9-10 of spades. It's not like I can hit a flop.
Same problem.
He's been doing that for like 2 months already. I know.
Robert waking up with Jack 5 of diamonds under the gun.
This is going straight on the muck. Robert,
Just gonna flat
Robert,
here.
we're
Gonna
getting
see
out
what
of
the rest of the
line.
table does.
I think he heard me. He wanted to prove me wrong.
One night.
Bank's gonna make the raise here with King 9 suited.
him and Dorian both.
Lowry gonna make the call here with Queen 3 offsuit.
Is the nickname for that hand, is that against YouTube's terms of service?
Probably
If you know, you know.
Jason's favorite hand. Queen with a tray.
Ask Jason about that one. You know he dressed up as that for our Halloween
Mhm.
party here?
If I remember right, he
couple
won
years
that
ago.
contest.
He did. He was also one of the only ones who dressed up.
Gonna get some quick checks. Bank's still the best here with middle pair now, pair of nines.
Turn not really doing much for anybody apart from Mitch picking up a gut shot.
Lowry just gonna float here.
Lowry
with Queen
does
high.
not care. I'm curious to see if Lowry's just setting up for a bluff
That right there.
potentially.
Setting up for that right there where the ace comes on the river.
I mean, Lowry, if you got here with queen high nothing, you need to be bombing this when you get checked.
There it
to.
is, $35 bomb. And Mitch is going to fold. We're going to see if Banks can sniff out the bluff.
More like a landmine. But I think with the way that Banks views how Lowry plays, I think this is going to work.
It does work. Lowry going to pick up some more diaper money here, $75.
The only part about Lowry playing on stream that I don't like is I think Lowry's about to get exposed.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I know
the only
off
thing.
stream, people think Lowry doesn't bluff. Lowry always got it. I think he might be proving to the world that he can mix it up a little bit.
Which is good. It's good that he's showing that he isn't only playing with the nuts. 'Cause I think
Especially
that will-
whenever
I think that using the stream as an opportunity to show that you bluff sometimes is a really good way to make money off stream. Because like we were talking about earlier, if you can show that you can bluff, you are going to get called more.
especially
Because people will know that you're not only playing with the best hand.
when you call someone on the turn with absolute air, you need to take that opportunity to bluff that river when they check to you, and I'm glad that he took it.
Dorian with the mystery hand here.
I think he played the hand really well.
Oh, yeah, that was a very, very good bet on the river by Lowry.
Well executed, set up on a previous street. Donnie's going to pick up the ace-10 on the button and just flat here. It's going to let Bill and Robert both come in here in the blinds with queen-7 and 9-8.
Bank's going to actually check the queen-9 here.
Yeah, I like this. It's not a hand that you really need to turn into kind of a pre-flop bluff squeeze. It's got enough equity post-flop.
Flop's going to come around. Doesn't help anybody. Jack high.
Dorian playing a mystery hand. Let's try to play guess what Dorian has.
I bet it's 8-5.
8-5. I'm
That
gonna
sounds
wait.
like
I'm gonna
something
wait to
Dorian
put a guess in until something happens. I don't know what a check means yet.
Robert and Banks both checking their queens here. Donnie going to lead out, thinking ace high has got a pretty good shot at winning. He does turn a gutter, and nobody that we know of has diamonds right now. Dorian could have a couple diamonds underneath. I think we're going to see a quick call out of Robert and Banks.
Yeah, I think both of them picking up a queen on the turn after the flop checks through. This is just way too strong. Way too
Ooh.
strong of a hand.
Banks actually going to raise here.
I love to see this.
Dorian going to just snap fold his two cards. I think we're going to get a quick fold out of Donnie here, and we might see a call out of Robert, but not even 100% on that. Yeah, Robert's
just
going to
snap
fold
gets
here.
rid of it.
Good fold by Robert.
Robert picked up what Banks was putting down. Why don't we take a look at who our winners and losers are right now?
We are going into hand number 33 right now. Take a look at the winners chart. First place right now, Michael Lowry, $265 in the green. Donnie right now, our biggest loser, $225 in the red. Allen just a little bit behind him, courtesy of Mike Lowry. And Henry just behind him, down a little over $100 right now.
Donnie and Allen are both down a full buy-in, throwing the party for us right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if they can make it back.
And you're going to come along here with 4-3 suited under the gun. I don't hate it.
I think in a tournament this is a snap fold, but in a cash game, I mean, these little suited connectors, I think you can get
They're
paid
extremely playable.
them
This is
on
a $2
the
limit.
later streets.
Oh, I thought it was 5.
Dorian's going to just call with the pocket nines.
Dorian has a very bad habit of flatting pretty much every 2 cards he finds that are playable.
I would have loved to see a raise with this pre, because now we're in a 7-way pot with nines, and this cannot feel good. But now
Unless,
it feels
yeah,
good.
unless that happens. But if any of the players have noticed, I think if Dorian ends up betting or raising here, he just has it every time. It's actually become a little bit
Snap, big
a little
bet.
bit of a common trope around here is Dorian constantly jamming with the nuts. We're going to get around to Henry, who only has middle pair here, and I think this is going to be a pretty easy laydown with no clubs on the board. Going to Hollywood a little bit here, but
Henry does got that look in his eyes that he might want to get out of line,
yeah.
but he does make the good lay down there.
We'll see if, yeah, Dorian going
And
to show the
Dorian's
pocket
gonna
nines there.
show, boom, top set.
Going to show what everybody pretty much already knew he had. Top set there.
Everything else.
I do like to find some more flatting on the flop with top set and some more raising with middle and bottom set.
And take a look at the VPIP here. And like I said, Henry is still down at the bottom, 36%. Allen, not unsurprisingly, the lowest of the pack right now, 24% VPIP. Banks actually with the biggest at 66%.
I do like seeing Henry climb a little bit from that 11% that we saw earlier, though.
Mhm.
36 is a little bit more manageable. 11, you might as well just fall asleep at the table.
Lowry gonna very smartly fold the 9 deuce offsuit here. JT gonna come along with pocket sixes.
Unfortunately, we're past 7, which means 7s is our big quads hand. But 6s is still a pretty solid hand to try to see a flop with nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, I never hate set minding with a pocket pair.
It's really easy to play. You miss, you fold, you hit, you potentially win a really big pot.
And looks like we're going 8-handed to this flop. Ace high flop. Bill with top pair with ace 6. Actually, the only ace in the pack right now.
Banks with the worst jack in the deck, and I don't think anybody else has a 7.
And Bill going to lead out with his ace here. Probably going to get a bunch of folds around the table. Nobody else really has much of anything. Allen might call here just to float with the gut shot to a king.
I think if these cards were in somebody else's hands, they might find a float. I think Allen is very disciplined, and I think Allen will probably just find a fold here. Try to find.
I could see somebody like Banks or
later.
Henry calling here very easily. And yeah, Allen's just going to toss those in the muck. We're going to
Okay.
get a couple folds around the table, and Bill is going to take down some very easy money with top pair.
Fold. One move.
It's always nice to see that ace hit the flop when you got one in your hands.
It definitely doesn't hurt.
I think Bryce learned his lesson on the group text, didn't he?
We taught him well.
We could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I could have been. I was gonna be a lot worse.
I
You
kind of
know.
eased everybody in on.
I was
my
really
text
hoping
off.
that everybody would get on the "This is a Dorian" train, and everybody would just claim they were Dorian.
Looks like we got a Lowry straddle.
Yeah, we finally got a straddle out of Lowry. Only took an hour and a half.
Try to throw those direct.
Now, don't tell
Lowry's
Michael
cards.
Martinez this, but I think I've seen the Rive League nuts get folded every single time someone's had it. There aren't very many people on this stream interested in playing it.
That's a tragedy.
Oh, Bill McKeska picking up the Cowboys, raising it up to 20 on that Michael Lowry straddle.
That joke yesterday.
So
Looks
even
like
if
Lowry's-
that's 7-4 again. Lowry should be able to find a call here.
Oh, yeah. Easy call here from Lowry.
Easy call from Mitch. We're gonna go 3 ways to this flop. We got a lot of Broadway holdings. See some big cards. I want to see some carnage here. Big cards, big cards.
Looks like we might see a top pair. And Lowry flopping the
nuts.
nuts. Lowry flops the nuts. And
Mitch
his-
has top. Bill has an overpair.
And we're looking like Lowry's straddle is going to end up paying off really big
This
here.
is a crazy spot. We have top pair, top
Now,
kicker, a straight, and an over
Now,
pair.
how do you feel in this spot when you got a bet raise into you when you have the nuts?
He's just gonna rip it into both of these two players.
I think he's perfectly willing for Mitch to fold.
Bill's
so that he
not
can get
going
Bill's last
anywhere.
$100.
Bill cannot go anywhere here. This would be the craziest fold I've ever seen from a Bill McKeska.
Oh, but it is Lowry.
I know.
Lowry could just be jamming 2 pair here. You're making a call, but it's like a crying call. You just know that Lowry's probably got you beat here.
You're praying that Lowry has like ace jack or jack 10.
Yeah.
Still think there's some hands that were beaten, but
Just turn dead.
unfortunately, it's just the nuts.
Yep. Lowry going to take another victim down. That's the second player he stacked at this table today.
Michael Lowry's up to $660 here off of that $200 buy-in.
My predictions holding up so far. Lowry right now the biggest winner at the table, and it's not really close. Up almost $500 right now with an hour and a half left to go on the stream, courtesy of Mr. McKeska and Mr. Allen.
And my guy's in the red.
He is currently in the red. Henry down about $125 right now. JT and Banks just kind of floating along right now. So is Dorian.
Double straddle bar.
I think once some of these kind of boards and hands start lining up with Banks's raises, I think Banks is setting up really good to get some money in when he picks something up big, but he hasn't really had any big hands yet.
Yeah.
Now let's
Been
look
kind of
at
a
this.
kind of a middling kind of day
This is
for
a
Banks.
double straddle on this hand. We got a JT straddle to 10. We have a Dorian double straddle,
Best player.
or Dorian double straddle to 10, JT straddle to 5. I think it's our first double straddle of the day. Barbert's going to pick up that suited king.
Can't shoot at all. I haven't seen him in anything.
See another call
They're playing
here.
like, East,
The
Henry.
River League nuts for Henry on the button. He's going to laugh and fold about it.
Allen going to call with the hand that Lowry just won with Queen Jack and probably going to get immediately punished.
I see a
Yeah.
big raise from Lowry coming in
Ooh,
here. Raise to
Uh,
$40.
I wouldn't consider that a big raise, but it's probably going to get the job done. Not a big raise, but a big enough raise.
I want
to
to
get
see a
everybody
call
to
here
fold.
from Allen. This is plenty strong of a hand to be trying to see a flop with.
I am actually very surprised that Allen makes the call here. I definitely don't hate the call. I'm just surprised to
These
see it coming
suited
from
Broadway
Allen.
cards play really well post flop. I think if you catch anything, I think you're gonna need to be all in. Kind of donk leading that all in.
Yeah,
Fortunately for him, he doesn't
especially
really
with
pick
7
up
behind.
much, and Michael's about to put him all in, and he's gonna call.
Yeah.
Allen looking for a 10. I think we might run this twice.
Let's see what we got going on.
Oh, my god!
wow. Just drill. Oh my God! What a
And
hand!
the chop.
The chop.
Allen drills the turn, and Michael just finds a jack to chop this up.
Oh, Allen has to be feeling sick about that one.
Wow. What a roller coaster of a run out on that one.
Allen turns the 3-outer, and Lowry rivers the 2-outer for the chop. What a hand!
Lowry's crying, but I think he'll be all right. He can wipe his tears with all these chips that he's won off everybody else. It's better than just losing.
Oh yeah. Lowry has been having an amazing run of it so far, up the most amount of money and constantly finding himself on the good end of a bad situation.
Just instant 10.
You called 40. 5 to go. Mitch calls 5.
Let's see some Jack 8 heart action out of Donnie here. It's a pretty hand. These kind of middle suited jacks. I like playing all those hands.
I like playing him. I just don't like playing him from middle position. If I'm in Banks' position there, Jack 8's an easy call. Actually, probably a raise. Allen going to wake up with another big hand. Pocket queens on the button.
We're going to be able to punish these limpers.
Might be able to just take down a pot here.
This is going to look kind of bluffy, too. You know, you got a bunch of limpers and you're going for a big raise on the button. A lot of people like to view that as it's a bluff all the time, but I think with Allen's image and the weakness of all of these hands, I don't think many people are going to be coming along.
I could see Henry calling here. just because of just
Wow.
because it's low suited cards.
Henry's
And
being
I actually
spicy.
I actually don't necessarily hate this call either because anytime Allen is raising in this spot, he's always got big cards, and you're looking for small cards like that 6 to come along.
I would love to see a
Unfortunately-
check here out of Allen, please.
And
Check
Allen is
Allen.
going to snap
No.
jam.
We need to be finding checks there.
What is Henry doing here?
My horse is punting.
Henry with another punt on stream. Turning dead. Allen going to take this pot down with queens full of 9s.
I felt bad for Lowry.
I guess Allen just knew who he was in the hand with. I would have loved to see a check from Allen there. Our opponent's not really going to have anything strong
Yeah.
on a rainbow board like that.
The
But-
only hand I feel like should be calling Allen there is specifically Jack 10 for the open-ended, but that's probably the only hand that should be calling him there other than obviously a set.
Yeah, that just blows my mind.
or the occasional like queen king,
Go 7 times.
but that's hard for someone to have.
It's crazy. What did it go one time with top set? Like,
Or the 6-3, I guess.
Yeah, apparently 6-3 is good enough to call in that spot.
It's almost certainly going to win the hand no matter what he has.
that's what I was like.
So, you might as well.
Maybe you thought that club was a spade.
Play blue 7 times. That'd be
Wouldn't be the first time that I've seen somebody misread their hand on stream.
I lose the I don't need 4 times ran if I can lose to him 4 times in a row.
I don't think he could win more than
Bank's
one
going to raise here with the Martine.
I had to go.
He had to get quads. I don't
Where is
think
this
he
game
had
I
to
want in? I don't blame you with this kind of action.
So you could back around.
We are the Rive League here in San Angelo, Texas.
Oh, Lowry's in.
Yep, seeing this kind of action makes me want to hop out of the booth right now and hop into this game.
I do see me playing some 1-3 in my future after this stream is over.
Especially with this kind of action going on.
Donnie's going to be flopping a flush draw here. Henry with a mystery hand.
Dorian with middle pair of jacks, actually the best hand right now.
Banks again with a weak hand that he raised pre is going to bet out this ace high flop. Try to get everybody to believe that he has that ace.
Gonna get a bunch of calls here.
It didn't work.
Turns the deuce. Gonna give Donnie the flush. Probably the best hand right now.
Yeah, unless Henry has...
Oh, but we get a lot of checks. Donnie gonna get saved here without another club on the river. His
Donnie's
flush
going to
is
want to
gonna be
put
good.
some money in here. It's an easy all-in, betting 91 into 120.
I think the only real issue here is getting called by a better flush, but you do have the 10. That's a pretty good flush to have, and any bigger
Yeah.
flush probably is going to tell you that they have it before we get to the river.
Yeah, our
But that
hand is
also
way too
invites the
strong.
question, do you not jam there and you try and get called by things worse than a flush in that spot?
I think
Instead
some,
of jamming for 90 bucks, maybe bet like 20 or 25 bucks there, get called by 2 pair.
I think some worse hands like 2 pair or even just an ace will still be calling that $91 with how big that pot had gotten. But
Donnie finally finding himself on the good end of a bad situation. Finally going to win a decent sized pot. I think that was a $100 pot.
we're starting to find some players like Donnie and Allen who have been down for the beginning part of the stream find some bounce back, winning some big pots. Donnie's back up over that $200 mark.
We're going to get some folds around the table. Get back to the button. JT is going to call with ace-6 offsuit here. We're going to go 5 ways to a flop. Just checked around. Board's going to come king high. Doesn't really help everybody. Actually ends up missing everybody except for Robert, who flops bottom pair and a heart
The
draw.
flush
Has
draw.
every single part of this board.
He's going to bet this out. He's going to bet 15 into $10.
Just going to very easily take down that $10 pot. Nobody else flopping pretty much anything.
No button child, Dorian. Let's try.
Dorian trying to button straddle there. We do usually allow it. Unfortunately, we just don't allow it on stream. Software does not like button straddles for some reason.
Chances of launching out of
That button straddle would normally give him ultimate last action. He gets to see what everybody else wants to do before he has to do anything at all, and it's a extremely powerful straddle to have.
I
And
believe we call that a Dallas straddle.
I definitely recommend if anybody ever comes here and plays our 1-3 at any other point in the week that they do that straddle because it's really important.
Having the ultimate last action, being able to see everybody else's actions before you decide to put any money in the pot's always nice.
Well, I think they would classify like
Robert going to come along here with pocket twos.
potentially messing with taxes as a form of money laundering.
Alan's gonna fold the king 10 of spades.
Yeah.
We can't be folding that hand. That's a raising hand, let alone a call.
Duality of man. Allen's going to fold king 10 in middle position, and Mitch is going to come along in the small blind with 9-4 offsuit. And Allen would have flopped the best hand here with top pair. Instead, Bill right now has the best hand with a pair of sevens.
Oh yeah.
Going to get a bunch of folds, going to take down that $15 pot.
Henry's gonna add on for another $100.
And we'll be able to take a look at why Henry right now, the biggest loser, down almost $300 after not really a better way of saying it, punting with the 6-3 suited into Allen's top set. Lowry still up the most for the night, up almost $500. Allen almost entirely came back from that hand. He's only down $30 now.
Yeah, I don't know if this has to do with how much more experience you have watching these streams from the booth, but your player's winning and mine is the biggest loser right now.
I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that because Lowry does not play all that much, even off stream, he doesn't play that much. Players haven't really figured out what he's up to yet. So I think, like you made the point earlier, playing on stream, people are going to realize that Lowry does actually have some bluffs some of the time, which might actually help him win even more money when he does play off stream. But I think a lot of people's image of Lowry is that he doesn't play a lot of hands, and when he does play, he usually has a really good hand. So maybe this stream will help open people's eyes up to show that, yes, even people that don't play a lot of hands and don't will bet big with their big hands will also have some bluffs some of the time.
That queen 3 float against Banks earlier is definitely going to be sitting in my head the next time that I play him on a 1-3 table.
It's definitely going to make you think differently about how some of these players play. Bill with ace-6 suited, having the best hand right now. Middle pair, a pair of sixes. Donnie going to be the one to lead out, though, with the ace of diamonds.
Got that ace of diamonds. We got 2 overs.
And gets Bill to fold, so Donnie actually has the best hand right now. Henry going to come along for the ride with a jack-10 offsuit, dominated by Donnie's ace.
Depending on this run out, I think we can see some spots where Donnie's going to be trying to bluff with the best hand, but he's going to slow down here, and this is going to go check.
I'm actually very surprised that he checks there when the 4 comes out. I don't know how many 4s Henry has in his range in that spot versus flush draws.
So Donnie's going to bet out 25 here, which I don't think we really need to be betting. We have ace high. The board goes 4-4. There's trips on the board. And with the opponent checking back the turn, Henry's not going to have a lot of 6s. He's not going to have a lot of 9s. So I would like to see Donnie check and potentially check call off some bluffs. Henry's going to go for the raise. He says, I do not believe you. I don't think you have a 4. And Donnie's going to snap fold.
Yeah.
Which this
Donnie
is
puts
where
himself in a bad position there.
those small bluffs really open you up to your opponent coming over the top.
And Henry making the smart move of jamming there with Donnie's small bet. Donnie, unfortunately, just not going to have a lot in that spot when he makes that small bet. So Henry going to take advantage of it, put the big boy bluff in by jamming for about $200 and going to take that pot down.
Yeah, it was one of those weird spots where when the board runs out trips in a hand where people are playing pretty passively, ace high actually has quite a bit of showdown value. It actually gains quite a bit of strength because there's a lot less hands that your opponent can have that are better than ace high unless they had a vote, which they would have been betting top pair or something like that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
A very good bluff by Henry. Found a really good spot to find that bluff jam. And
Speaking
Henry's
of
gonna
Henry,
pick up the best hand in poker. He's gonna raise this up to $10.
Now we're taking shots.
That doesn't do it, bluffing.
JT just going to flat here with the ace jack. We talked about this earlier, flatting with these big hands. And a bunch of people going to call behind, and this is going to put JT in a weird spot depending on what the flop depending on what happens on the flop.
It's interesting because when someone raises and you're one of the first people to call them, what happens is by just calling all of these smaller hands like 4 deuce suited or 5-4 offsuit are inclined to call behind because they're getting better odds. You know, they're calling 10 to win 20 or 30 or 40 if they hit anything. So that's why you see a lot of these multi-way pots when someone raises from early position and everybody calls behind.
And unfortunately, JT going to double down on it here by just flatting Henry's bet at $10. I would have liked to have seen a raise out of JT just to get some information on where he's at in hand, whether he's up against flush draws, whether he's up against other aces. Because a check here could be very trappy by somebody with 2-pair or a big flush draw.
Yeah, Henry could definitely slow down with something like ace-queen here.
Luckily for JT, he's just going to be able to take this pot down with neither of the other two players having much of anything. Dally in the chat says, my boy Alan got this. He has made a little bit of a comeback. I think he's still down about $30, $35 right now, but he did make a comeback from being down 200 earlier.
He would have been up a lot in a big spot against Lowry, but we got a crazy run out. He picked up a straight on a 10, but they chopped on the jack on the river.
That would have been a very good comeback for Alan.
That was almost a $500 pot between the two of them. Maybe not that big.
Speaking of Queen Jack, Henry with Queen Jack offsuit, going to make a small raise here to $6.
We're going for min clicks now, huh?
Lowry going to come along with Queen 3 suited. We'll see if he can win another decent-sized pot with a middling kind of hand.
I think Lowry and Banks might have a side bet for who can get the highest VPIP because Lowry's starting to play some crazy hands now.
And this is a play I would love to see more often. Banks with pocket fives in the big blind going to make the big boy raise to $40. Henry snap calls.
Mitch calls.
Surprisingly coming along with King 9 offsuit.
This
Puts Bill in a weird spot.
This is what I was talking about earlier, though. When you have someone sitting up against a lot of these hands, he can think about calling because he's getting 4-to-1 odds, even with a hand like Queen 10. But he does make the disciplined lay down.
Board's going to come out 2 kings. Mitch flops trips with his King 9 offsuit. Going to be pretty hard for him to lose his hand.
Disaster spot for Banks. He's going to find out really quickly that Mitch probably has something.
Yep. Mitch going to probably let them off the hook early here with the big raise to about $100.
We'll see if Henry can get away from this hand once it gets folded to him.
Banks said, I can't believe you're calling with that.
I do believe
Ends that
he's
fold.
talking about the call pre-flop from Henry.
$40 call pre-flop with Queen Jack offsuit. Unfortunately, with Henry being down as much as he is, he does have to make a couple calls like that in order to try and get back to even.
Of course, the guy that's running can't buy any. I think he missed the flop ever in his life. He's never missed a flop ever. I've never seen him miss one.
Gave him an opportunity to bet if he missed one.
Getting into hand number 44 of the live stream, Allen picks up the Robbie Jack 4 offsuit. Lowry going to wake up.
We
with
got
here.
aces.
First time we've had aces tonight. Lowry's going to pick him up. And makes the normal size raise to 15
Banks is
bucks.
going to let him off the hook, though. Banks picks up a really big hand in the small blind, and unfortunately, he's going to run into it.
Yeah.
This is very fortunate for Michael, though, because Michael would have had to take this hand 6 ways to a flop, which no one loves taking aces 6 ways to a flop.
Absolutely not. Unfortunately, there's just not much you can do about it sometimes, but
Banks is very shortly going to find out the bad news.
yeah, I think he knew as soon as Lowry snap called him that he was in for a rough time here.
I've got aces.
Banks says, I have aces.
Lowry
says,
me.
no, I have aces.
He says me too. Cheeky, cheeky.
Oh, board comes out. King 10, 9, everything but an 8.
Ho, set. No, I'm just kidding.
That's gonna send Banks to the rebuy cage.
And that is the third person that Lowry has knocked out tonight. It has been a very good night for Mike Lowry.
Lowry is on a tear.
300.
Look at all that diaper money.
Lowry up almost $700 right now, thanks to Banks, Donnie, and Allen.
Got 4 people down $200 each on this Michael Lowry rampage.
Unfortunately for your boy Henry, he is at the bottom of the list, down almost $300.
Hey,
Mitch surprisingly up $250 right now, and Robert actually up almost $100. JT and Dorian just kind of treading water right now, along with Allen now that he has made his comeback to down $30.
what I do know is how quickly things can change in this game. And we have over an hour left in this stream. And if there's anybody that can spin this stack up, it's Henry. I've seen him spin up some massive stacks in these tournaments, and I know he can do it in the cash game too.
He is very much a high variance player. He's either going to be up a lot or he's going to be down a lot. Lowry going to straddle again here, $5. JT just not able to catch any cards now.
So
10 deuce
Doyle-
offsuit going right in the
Doyle
muck.
Brunson going into the muck.
Mitch going to come along here with pocket 6s. We'll see if anybody can pick up pocket 7s before this quad of the hour is up and we go to 8s.
We've seen a lot of these like small middling pocket pairs today, and I don't think I've seen anybody hit a set with them yet.
I think somebody hit a set with pocket 9s earlier, but yeah, these small like 6s and 5s and stuff haven't been
Oh,
hit
ho, ho.
and spoke a little too soon.
We
Mitch is going to
summoned
flop the
that.
pair. Mitch is going to flop the set of 6s here, and this time he is going to make the smart check. Lowry might end up in a little bit of trouble here now that he's turned open-ended.
What a great check, because now you're letting some people catch up. Now we're going to get some money in this pot. We're about to see a big raise from Mitch. I think Mitch is going to raise to like 50, 60, something like that.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
All the other times
Boy,
that he's
am I
had these
wrong.
big hands, and Mitch is going to take this opportunity to just flat
Lowry's
here.
looking for a 5 or a 10.
Not going
It's
to get
gonna
much of
come a
anything, and
complete
Mitch is
blank.
probably just going to take down this pot.
See if Mike
Lowry's going to
bet
put
this.
out the small feeler bet for $20, and
He's gonna find some bad news. Just a call from the set.
yeah, and Lowry knows immediately that he's lost the hand with only 9 high. Gonna just
Really
toss it right in the
surprised to
muck.
just see a call from Mitch on that river. I think we could have been seeing a raise. Interesting choice.
I think if Mitch wanted any more money out of Lowry, he needed to raise that turn. One of the only times that he hasn't blasted a giant hand, and that would have been the best spot to do it in.
Yeah, your opponent who's up big.
You heard it best from Mitch right there. He said he was hoping for a little more action on the flop. Unfortunately, just a really dry flop for everybody's hands. Really good turn for Mike Lowry, but unfortunately Mitch did not capitalize on it in that spot.
Yeah, when you're in kind of one of those heads-up spots against the guy who's been winning the entire time, usually people that are up have a habit of opening their range up a lot and playing weaker hands or chasing more draws than they would normally. And I think Mitch could have had a chance to capitalize on that on the turn, because I think Lowry would have come around with that open ender,
Absolutely.
Call the
There's no way
raise.
he was going to be folding the turn unless Mitch made it really unreasonable.
especially when you're up $600 on the day.
Banks waking up with the big hand. Pocket queens here in the cutoff.
Dorian's
Gonna
gonna
make
call
it.
with the 9-8.
Going to make a normal size raise here to 15, get a couple callers. Probably not too happy about having to take queens four-handed, but unfortunately that's the risky run. Flop's going to come 2 10s. Luckily for Banks, nobody has 10, but it
Good
is
flop
probably going to
for the
put a
two.
stopper on the action for right now. Also, nobody else with diamonds. So fortunately for Banks, pretty safe flop for him.
We're gonna come out with a bet of $20. I really like this size.
Donnie going to come along with the pair of fours.
That's a good fit for them. Or are they an extra small?
Turns the 5 of spades. No help to anybody.
I'd really like to see a check out of Banks here. We're gonna come up with a bet of 35. Both options are good. I think
I think he puts
Playing-
himself in a weird spot here because if Donnie just calls here, well, no. Unfortunately, Donnie does not have the stack size to do that play. But if Donnie just flats here and then jams on every river that, unfortunately for him, wouldn't be a queen, then I think Donnie could take this pot down. But with only having $100, I think he just has to jam here and hope that Banks doesn't call.
Well, my thought process with Banks was I like a check because the pot's already $100. You know, Donnie doesn't have very much, so it's not going to be difficult to
Yeah.
get Donnie's money in. And you're up against a player that has a lot more air than value, right? Because the only like value hands that Donnie's going to have that you're losing to is a 10. And I think checking that turn, pot controlling a little bit, allowing your opponent to blast off or put a bluff in on the river.
I think if
But a bet is also good, you know. Nothing
Yeah.
like betting your own hands.
yeah, well, I feel like if he was betting in that spot just because of the way the size of the pot versus the size of Donnie's stack, I think Banks probably should have just jammed there because either he's going to get called by something weaker or he's going to get called by a 10. I think betting the 35, he's only, again, probably still getting called by a 10.
Yeah, the 35 is just to target some weaker draws, target some 4x type hands.
Yeah. I'll target some 4x. I don't even know if 4x should still be calling on that turn. Flush draws should be calling, but I think a flush draw would also still be calling and all in there for only $100.
Depends on the strength of it, but it's definitely possible.
Donnie waking up with a pocket pair, pocket twos this time.
Texas heads up.
6 ways to this flop. Flop's going to come king high with 2 8s. Nobody with an 8 here. Technically, Donnie still has the best hand right now.
Bill with
Pocket twos.
the nut flush on the turn.
Yep. Bill's
It is the
gonna-
paired board, so we do want to navigate a little bit, but with the flop checking through, I don't think he should be scared of very much.
No.
And he doesn't look like a man who's scared when he bets out 35 here.
It's going to get
Fortunately,
folds from everybody. Bill's going to take down $50 profit.
Not anyone else that really had anything. Looks like we're up to 30 viewers on YouTube.
I know.
Appreciate everybody for being here. Let us know in the chat. We've got about an hour left on the stream, maybe an hour 15. Let us know who you think is going to be the biggest winner and the biggest loser of the stream. Right now, our biggest winner, Mr. Mike Lowry, up a little over $600. Our biggest loser right now is Henry, down just under $300. But anything can happen in an hour.
But even after the stream is over, action at the River League is not going to be done. These players that are on the stream are going to come out onto the main floor. They'll be playing. I know we have a big O table going. I know there's a second 1-3 table. We should have 3 cash games going after this stream ends. So there's plenty of action here in San Angelo, Texas, and y'all should definitely come in, play some cards.
Maybe hit the quads of the hour. Take home a cool $10,000.
I definitely wouldn't be mad about that.
Henry coming along here with pocket nines, going to raise it to $35. Unfortunately, nobody else really with much of anything.
This is how I like to see the nines get played, though.
I definitely do not hate the raise. I don't know if I agree with the sizing, though. There was a raise to $10, Banks raised to $10, but I think 35 might still be a little bit big if he wants anybody besides Banks in the hand. Board's going to come queen high. No help to anybody. Just going to make a C bet, take the pot down. Good hand by Henry.
One hand at a time. My guy's making a comeback, though.
$40 at a time. Only takes a couple hands to get back. Well, they keep playing 1-2 post stream. Very unlikely. I believe we're going to be going to 1-3 post stream.
Yeah, it'll probably switch back to 1-3 just because that's kind of what the normal game is. It was set to a 1-2 for this stream because we wanted some smaller stacks to get some new faces on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't doubt that these stack sizes should remain about the same after the stream, though.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna go during the series match?
There's some UFC fights tonight.
No, I don't think so. It's just
On a Thursday? Yeah, she was talking about it. She said they have a UFC.
I didn't know if you liked playing.
My
any of the
expectation
other
will be 2 1-3 hold'em tables, and I believe they're playing 5 on the button Big O as well.
I believe they're playing 5 on the button. They usually play the 5-5 with 10 on the button on Tuesdays, but I think tonight's just going to be a smaller 5 on the button game.
I know when the stream started, there was about 7 or 8 of them on that Big O list.
Mr. Lowry going to come along with 6-5 of hearts, and looks like we're going to go 5 ways to the flop. Banks with the best hand right now, ace deuce offsuit. Flop
Let's
comes
see an open
jack high. Mr. Lowry has open-ended with his 6-5. Donnie, technically with the best hand right now, a pair of 4s with a backdoor straight draw with his 2.
We're gonna see a call from Lowry. We're gonna
Dorian
see-
also actually has open-ended with 5 deuce. Plenty of action.
and we're gonna see that
Deuce on the
come in
turn,
for-
and Lowry turns the nut straight to the 6. It's been a very, very good night for Mr. Lowry.
Banks is gonna continue betting his hand. Dorian now has a pair with an open ender, which is gonna get out of the way, and Lowry is gonna raise immediately.
Raise to 75. I actually am a little bit, well, just because it's Dorian, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised by the fold of bottom pair open-ended.
I think when you're facing that Michael Lowry raise, it's pretty tough to
It does make it
coming
tough.
along.
And Banks is feeling that right now. It is pretty tough with Lowry raising in the spot to ever really think that you're good. Banks probably thinking right now, if he ever hits an ace, is his 2 pair good?
I would have loved to see a flat there from Michael. It's a really, really dry board. We're not really scared. There is not a single scary river in the deck.
No.
Because even
Even
if
if-
a jack rolls off, there's not really many boat combos that our opponents are going to have.
Yeah.
Um,
If anybody had a set, you probably would have already known about it by then. So even a pairing of the board, probably no trouble with the straight there.
and Banks is one of those players, and Michael knows this, that's not afraid to be bluffing on the river. So I could definitely see a spot where if Michael just calls, that Banks could put in a really big river bluff.
Going to get into hand number 50 with an hour left to go on the stream. Banks going to raise it in middle position with 5-4 suited, $10.
I love these kinds of hands, these middling or these small suited connectors, these middling suited connectors. These are fun hands to be playing in these cash games.
And they hold up surprisingly well post flop, even to 3 bets. Because you know if they're 3 betting, they usually have very big cards, so your small cards are usually pretty safe. Speaking of big cards, we got King, Queen, 7 on the flop. Mitch going to flop middle pair, pair of queens.
He's going to bet this out. Banks is going to come with a call. He has
Hoping
a-
for pretty much any help on the turn.
Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw.
Dorian exposing his hand there for everybody to see, unfortunately.
I do think that Banks probably has thoughts in his mind of bluffing this hand on a later street.
That would not be the worst
Mitch
bluff card.
decides to slow down. He's going to keep calling.
Yeah. This is not, the 7 is a very good card for Banks to be able to bluff here.
This is a very similar spot to where Lowry called
Also
that
hearts.
queen earlier. I think if Mitch checks, Banks is going to be betting, and he's going to be betting big. I think we're going to see a check out of Mitch here because he wants to reach showdown. And we're going to see something as big as $80 or $100 from Banks on this river.
And that is $65. It is going to put Mitch in a weird spot. The board just runs out perfect for Banks to be able to make a bluff here.
This is pretty well what I expected
Hearts got
to
there.
happen, and I don't think Mitch can do much about it.
Yeah.
We'll see if Mitch chooses to look him up. He's got to be kind of thinking about what bluffs does Banks have, and Banks actually has a really interesting hand where it's not a common bluff combo.
Yeah.
Mitch is going to find this call. Very good call from Mitch.
Yep.
Very, very good call from Mitch.
Straight draw.
Not quite a straight draw, Mitch. Not quite.
Quite. But yeah, the board just runs out perfect there for Banks to be able to bluff. And unfortunately, Mitch is going to look him up there and take the pot down.
I do like him trying to rep that flush draw, though.
I definitely don't hate it. The flush got there. The 7 got there for Banks to be able to have trips in that spot.
And with being the one that raised pre, Banks can still have all those really strong King X type hands like Ace King or King Queen.
Mm-hmm. Banks going to flat here with the wand. Queen deuce suited.
You want to be in, you would have bet less, I feel.
Dorian coming along with pocket 5s.
You bet so big. I thought you wanted me out.
Bill with the
Huge
big
hand
hand.
from Bill.
Ace king suited in the big blind too.
You bet smaller, so I stayed.
Dorian not going anywhere. Dorian's going to try to set mine with these pocket 5s. And Mitch on a high after that bluff catch is going to come along with the Queen 9 offsuit in position.
Board's going to come queen high.
We'll see top pair for Mitch. We're going to see a gut shot for Bill. An absolute whiff for Dorian. Let's see a jack on this turn. Not quite.
Pair of queens still holding up right now. And ace on the river is going to give
Bill's
this
gonna
hand to Bill.
Bink an ace on the river. We'll see if Mitch wants to try to look someone up with the queen again.
Makes a small $20 bet. Probably going to get a call out of Mitch here.
And he's going to look Bill up too, but unfortunately, Bill's got the goods. Bill's going to take down a very good $140 pot.
Mitch lost the hand?
Yeah, but he had it at the flop.
Oh my gosh.
He had it at the flop. He always wins at the flop.
Strudel?
Henry picking up queens under the gun.
I figured mess with that color of blue. They were light blue.
Raise this up to $15.
Blue, didn't they?
They're dark blue.
Fold.
Dorian going to come along with
I should have known last.
my hand, Jack 6 suited.
Soakers.
I don't like your hand very much.
Not a good hand in this spot.
Especially when you're up against the queens of Henry.
Really good when we're picking like that.
Oh yeah.
Against you. Yeah, I've been on fire.
Pretty brave of you to say.
Not the worst flop. 10 high.
Donnie's going to find top. He could get himself into a little bit of trouble here.
Dorian going to come along for the
Dorian
ride.
going nowhere. Dorian hoping for maybe a spade on the turn.
Plenty of good turn
Maybe an
cards. Any 8,
or a
any
9.
spade,
No,
any
yeah,
4.
probably, yeah.
A 9 would also be pretty good.
Whatever it's called, where they slap each other really hard. We were, as soon as they walk out though, we were just kicking each other, picking one.
That's unfortunately not one of the cards Dorian was looking for. Dorian going to get the big goose egg here. Henry,
And I'm saying, I got
pocket queens, 2 pair of queens and 7s.
Now that's a card that is going to lose Donnie a little bit more money. If this river is a complete brick, I think we can see some money go in. But on a king, I think this is going to save Donnie as this is going to go check.
It did not work out well for one.
That saves Donnie. If like a 3 or a 2 rolled off on that river, I think we could see all the money go in there.
Very likely, especially with Donnie only having $100 behind.
they're just not prepared. They don't realize, that these guys are pretty heavy. So now they got
Very fortunate river for Donnie.
When they pass out.
Yeah. A lot more rules, man. It's fun to watch sometimes.
I'm really not in on it. I'll see doing that.
Oh, doing it?
No.
Yeah. Where?
I had 2 guys, one to work for me, one worked for another guy. We were on site. They did the park.
Now this is the best hour of the day. It's past 8, which means that pocket 8s is our quads of the hour.
Just to do?
Yeah.
Are they five?
And if any of y'all have been listening, pocket 8s is my favorite hand.
One guy was talking about shit, the other guy decided he'd go ahead and check it.
Dorian just going to flat here with ace 4 suited.
I'll do it.
Donnie's going to call it the River League nuts.
I think that's the first time we've seen it played today.
I've seen it folded a lot and not played very much.
Mr. Martinez would be very proud right now.
Better than them actually.
Banks is going to be in there with the dirty diaper, the 3 deuce.
Four's going to come
Donnie's
jack
going to
high.
flop an open ender.
Donnie flops open-ended. Robert flops top pair here.
It's a pretty good flop for the 7-4.
Banks flops a gutter, but pretty much all of his 4s are gone. Only 1 left in the deck.
Dorian's going to make an interesting call with the ace-4 of diamonds on a spade heart board.
Dorian has never seen a runner that he didn't like. And Donnie going to hit the open-ended 8 high straight.
We've seen the River League nuts played 1 time today, and it binks it.
And that
Robert's
leaves
going to
us-
immediately take the lead with the flush.
And this is just going to check down with the 4th heart coming out. Robert's going to take this pot down, win himself $40.
It's an unfortunate river for Donnie there.
Looks like somebody messed up Lowry's chips.
No, who would do that? I didn't see who it was.
Mhm.
Shouldn't have been Sam.
Hopefully there's some cameras we can use to catch the culprit.
Right? Punish them to the fullest extent of the law.
A high five.
Alan actually going to straddle here, $5.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I've seen very many Allen straddles. Michael needs to pick up his chips to be able to scan his cards in for us, or he's just gonna fold. Boring.
Dorian just jamming here with ace jack offsuit, $50.
$50.
See if anybody
to
else
win
picks up
8.
something worth calling with.
I'd say that's worth calling with.
That is worth
And
calling
honestly,
with.
the best situation for Dorian too.
Unfortunately for Henry, he's pipped. Ace jack versus ace 10.
See if Henry can pick up a 10.
I suck at these.
I need Henry to win this hand. 10 on
Seven
the
to-
river. 10
seven to
ball.
chop. Jack on the river. Gonna give
Not gonna
Dorian
be
a
any
pair
good.
that he didn't need. Dorian gonna take this pot down, win
Dorian's
himself
gonna get a
60
full
bucks.
double up.
Liar full of kings.
Heath guesses that Banks did it. I would say that's a pretty good guess. That would not be the first time Banks has knocked someone's chips over.
Especially Lowry's.
As long as I'm ahead of you. I was about to say, you can't go really bad.
I don't care if my beef 8% as long as I'm winning.
Banks is really good friends with all of the staff members here at the River League, which unfortunately means he loves to pick on all of us.
Take a look at the sack sizes real quick. Lowry, of course, with the most chips in play right now, just under $800. 25% of all the chips in play are with Mr. Michael Lowry. Donnie right now at the shortest chip stack after losing the last couple hands, $95. Chip stacks have been pretty normalized, actually. I'm surprised we don't have a little bit more chips on the table. People adding on as the chip stacks have gotten bigger.
Yeah, I'm surprised players like Banks and Henry aren't adding on some chips when some of these other stacks got bigger.
We're going to get some folds around to Banks, who's going to call on the button with 9-4 suited.
Henry's just calling with the Jack 10. I'm surprised we're not seeing a raise out of that.
I definitely would have expected a raise out of Henry.
Michael gets an easy check with ace-6 in his straddle. We're going to see what we get on this flop.
Board's going to come 7 high. Dorian flops top pair. Allen flops a gutter and a flush draw. Currently has the most equity.
Banks is going to bet out middle pair. And I do believe we're going to get some action out of Allen and Dorian on this hand. Probably not Michael Lowry.
Lowry could call here. He's got a gut shot.
Oh, he does
Fi-
have a gut shot.
5 gives him a straight, which, knowing Lowry's luck, he's probably going to hit.
I think we're going to see the 9 of spades.
8. No help to anybody, really. Dorian picks up the remaining equity to be in the lead right now. Still best with his pair of 7s.
Banks is going to find another aggressive bet here with the 4, turning this into a bluff, trying to get everyone to fold. But
And
Allen's-
Dorian actually folding the best hand right now.
So Banks technically has the best hand now that he got a fold.
Yeah, River's a queen.
Out of that 7.
Queen out for Banks, and Banks is going to end up taking this pot down with a pair of 4s.
The worst hand called, the best hand folded.
I was hoping it was spades. They couldn't even call it a snap fold. Not the second, the first time. Yeah. After the turn, I went to bed again. If I get another 4,
I'm just long
I wouldn't really wanted to know. I would have won that one. But I was hoping it
What the heck? Dude, it's you. I can't stand him.
Yeah, it is me that lowered it.
I raised all the way up.
I was gonna say,
And you lowered all the way down.
I know.
It gets down the hole.
because I don't need to.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how they do that.
You need to be fired up.
We got $5 straddle from
I always
CT.
raise my chair. I have my chair very high.
We're actually going to get a straddle out of JT here as well.
Yeah, a couple rounds ago, we actually had the 5 out of JT and we had the 10 out of Dorian, but it looks like Dorian said no to that $10 straddle this time around. But still getting a straddle out of JT's
He's still going
It's
to
a
come
good
along
thing
for the
for the
ride with
game.
a6.
it's not a bad hand to peel under the gun. Bill's gonna pick up queens. Big raise to $25.
Bill's been picking up some pretty big hands tonight. Unfortunately, he just hasn't been able to do a whole lot with them. Going to get a fold to Lowry, who's going to pick up ace queen.
This could get Lowry into some trouble, but he is just gonna come with a flat.
Oh,
JT folds the king 10 suited. We have some King 10 suited haters on this stream. That's the second time I've seen King 10 get folded pre.
Dre almost taking Lowry's cards there. That would have been very unfortunate for him.
We're going to go to this flop 4 ways.
Gonna come all low cards. No help to anybody. Bill's queen still very much in the lead right now.
This is about as dry as it gets. Bill's going to find an easy bet with his queens on this kind of a board. I wouldn't be scared of anything.
A little iffy on the size that he chose.
It's a very big bet.
Very big bet on a very dry board.
It's just you're not going to have a lot of hands that can call that big of a bet that are behind you.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a $30 to $40 bet in that spot rather than over half pot.
Yeah, usually
Somewhere between a third and a quarter, especially with multi-way.
Usually betting smaller on paired boards is more profitable in the long run. You can get people to peel with some weaker hands, like some 2 over cards or some backdoor straights and backdoor flushes. Hands that just can't afford to call those big bets.
I feel like in that spot, you're only getting called by really strong hands like an open-ended draw or getting called by hands that beat you like a 3.
Or disaster like ace-3, yeah. And it turns the strength of your hand face up a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Dorian going to fold the 8 deuce suited here. Mitch just going to flat with pocket jacks here.
Looks like we're going to find some trappy. We're going to hope a little bit more of an aggressive player like Banks behind is going to raise, and Banks is going to find a raise, but he's at kind of top of range this time with the king-queen suited.
Allen going to come along for the ride with pocket 5s.
I would love to see a back raise from Mitch here once it gets back around to him.
And he
And
is.
there it is.
Going to make it looks like about $60.
If you're going to be limping these big pairs, if somebody raises, you need to re-raise them.
Surprisingly, Allen is going to come along for the ride with pocket 5s, trying to set mine, not really getting the right price for it.
We've got a big pot brewing here. We have over $200 in this pot pre-flop.
And board's going to come all high cards.
This is
Banks
the
flopping
worst
2 pair.
possible flop for Mitch.
And we're going to get a free card. Turns another queen. Banks flops a boat. Turns both other players dead here.
It's going to be really hard to get value out of these 2 hands. Mitch just groaning. He doesn't want to put another dollar into the spot, and unfortunately, Allen missed his set. Mitch is not happy about this.
Yeah, going to get a couple of quick folds.
Mitch turns those jacks face up.
Just
Isn't
the
that just the
absolute worst possible flop you can expect with jacks.
I feel like that's the story of everyone's life. You raise jacks and just comes ace, king, queen.
As a old Dean, who we haven't seen in a good while, would like to say there's 3 ways to play jacks, and they're all wrong. I surprisingly missed that guy. We haven't seen him in a very, very long time at this point.
I do think that the way that Mitch played jacks there was right, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did all that he could with the jacks. It was just a really unfortunate flop. Once that flop comes out like that, there's just nothing you can do with jacks. Anybody breathes on the pot, and you're almost forced to fold.
Donnie's going to pick up a big hand with this ace-queen. Hope to see a raise here.
I really would have liked to have seen Donnie add on. Playing with this $90 short stack when everybody else is stacked up about $300 gives you some really good opportunities to get your money in, but it also means that you're not going to get a whole lot of value when you do have really good hands like this ace-queen.
Did Robert's 7s just snap go into the muck there?
I believe so.
Wow.
Allen going to pick up pocket 10s here. Mitch blocking one of his 10s, unfortunately.
For $15, you can't pull 7s out of my cold dead hands.
Flop's going to come king high. Mitch with the best hand right now, king 10. Just snap leads out for $20. Probably, we might be able to see a float out of Donnie here if he had more chips.
I would like to see Allen continue here. Your opponent's not always going to have a king in these kinds of spots. And with there being 2 undercards to your 10s, it's still a really strong hand. But we are going to find a fold. And it is correct in this situation. His opponent did have a king, but your opponent isn't always going to have a king in those kinds of situations. So, you know, peeling 1 and seeing a turn card with an overpair like that to the 9
Usually the
It's
right
pretty
call
good.
to make.
It's 40-second shot clock.
So it was like
They
halfway
already
through the
shot,
shot, and then they shot, and then it reset.
Mitch.
BYU plus 9.5. They're about to be down.
I thought we had BYU plus 4.5.
4.3. That's what
He's got to learn his numbers.
I'm new here, sorry.
Dude, back to sweat 8.8.
Brick and foul one time.
We're going into hand number 59 here of the stream with about 45 minutes left to go.
Raise 10. Henry folds.
Bank's going to make the prospective raise here with 9-7 off suit. Going to get a couple callers. And then Dorian is going to jam here with ace king off suit.
We're getting
Mitch
a
is going to
snap
snap
call
call.
by Mitch.
Mitch with king queen of diamonds and
That hand
snap
makes
calling.
a lot of sense. Unfortunately, he's in pretty rough shape.
Yep. We're in another situation where he's just dominated.
We're running it once.
And two aces in the window.
With two
is-
diamonds, though. Diamond on the turn. And
And
a
a
pair on the
pair on the
river.
river.
We got a good suck-resuck spot there.
The second time that's happened.
You celebrated too early,
Happened
Mitch.
to Allen earlier with the runner straight for Lowry for them to chop.
Dealer Drayton just dealing carnage with no sweat there.
Mm-hmm.
He has ripped that turn in that river. It's like we're playing online over here.
Ooh, you're right. You should do. Imagine if they would have taken that fast break. They'd be up and whack, 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 back away forward. Yeah. Play forward. Why is that guy wearing a can stat? This is the wrong game.
I don't know, though. If they miss, they're just going to let him dribble it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think just win.
You just win. Yeah, I mean, unless they for some
Bill's going to
reason
start us
foul.
off here with the ace 5-0.
They're gonna foul.
Straight into the muck.
I'm so nervous.
Thanks,
I'm
fold.
so nervous.
Henry's going to raise the 10-3. This is a little bit of an interesting play, especially with how much tighter he's been playing today than normal. Or
Foul.
maybe he's just getting a little antsy.
Yes, they fouled him.
And Dorian called with the 10-3 suited as well.
Oh.
Gives you a fight chance. doesn't
Take
it?
this
If he
flop
makes
5
them both,
ways.
That's a win.
Queen 8 deuce
Lowry.
rainbow.
If he makes
No
both
one
of
really
these,
catching anything.
that's
Dorian
10 more
having
than 9.5.
backdoor diamonds. Henry with backdoor clubs.
Donnie right now technically with the best hand with ace high. Turn's going to come in over 2, makes ace high a little bit stronger.
Oh,
River comes in 8, and ace high is actually going to be good here on this double paired board.
No one wants to put another dollar into the spot, but I don't blame him.
no, he's got 9.5.
Donnie's going to...
There we go. Henry's not afraid to bluff.
Well, I was going to say that Donnie's going to be surprised when he wins, but Henry doesn't care. Mitch is going to call with king high. Oh, my gosh.
Unfortunately, Donnie not able to pick up that Henry can bluff a lot in these spots.
Mitch just snap called with king high.
No, they did foul him again. Oh,
Putting Henry in his place there a little bit on that one, wasn't he?
I don't hate the call, though. I think it's the right call to make. There are too many times where Henry is just straight up bluffing in that spot.
And after checking on the flop, checking on the turn,
man, what if this
it
game
just
goes
makes the
first?
river bet that much more non-believable.
There's a few times there where Henry might have a small pocket pair, which obviously would win in that spot. But compared to the amount of times that he's bluffing, I'm probably just snapping him off every time there. It does put Donnie in a weird spot when Mitch calls, so I don't really blame Donnie for folding.
We got two good sweats, Lowry.
Sweat's over there, I think.
Yeah, that one.
Henry folds.
Henry with the ace high this time, ace 4. Allen also with ace high, ace 9 going to fold it. Lowry going to come along with the jack 10 offsuit. Going to get a couple more callers from people that are priced in, and Bill is going to raise it here with pocket 10s. I believe that's the 4th pocket pair that Bill's had today.
I think we're going to clear out some of these weaker hands. I think we're going to see some of this stuff at the muck. This is what I'm talking about, though. I think Lowry would normally fold a hand like jack 10 offsuit, but I think with how much he's up, how much later it is in the stream compared to earlier, he is going to try to see a flop with this, and unfortunately, it's ill-timed when he's up against the 10s of Bill McKiska.
Going into
But I guess
flop
when you're
and
Michael Lowry, you can just hit a jack.
yep, just gonna hit a jack. And Lowry not at all scared of the diamonds. Going to bet his jack and get a snap fold out of Bill. Take this pot down, win another $30.
So again, it's a similar spot to those jacks earlier, though. Whenever you just get those really bad flops, there's not really much you can do. You're kind of handicapped. 2 overs, all diamonds. You don't have one in your hand.
Oh, that's one of them. 3 seconds. Let's hold on. Ole Miss. Come on, Chris Spears. Coach these boys up.
That gold, didn't he? Yeah, they just
Gonna get a $5 straddle out of Banks here. Henry's gonna start us off. I could just feel a big hand coming up.
We got
Yeah,
one.
but
We probably
had
got
one in a while.
2 or 3 more big hands left in the stream. We still got 30, 45 minutes to go.
I want to see some big
Now we're gonna raise here with the ace deuce offsuit.
ace deuce Bruce.
Dorian gonna come along with pocket 4s.
Bill gonna come along with the king, the Kojak. King Jack O. And Banks
Banks.
has ace 10 of diamonds.
Ace 10 of diamonds just gonna flat here. We're
I'd
gonna
love
go to a
see
flop.
raise from him there.
And somebody's jack deuce of clubs got exposed. I believe that was Donnie. Flop's going to come queen high. Mitch is going to flop top pair here. I'm going
gonna
to lead
bet
out
it.
with it.
25 and a 75. We're gonna bet 1/3 pot.
Give some people some cheap excuses to come in.
Which, look at what happens. You have a hand like Banks with backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw.
Banks is going to turn a gutter.
That's a card that improves his hand. Not really what he was looking for, though.
Mitch going to keep it cheap, only $35.
I wonder if Banks has an idea to try to bluff at this.
I think he's in the wrong spot to be able to bluff here.
Mitch
And,
is gonna
the 4
rightfully check back his
Yep.
hand and take that showdown.
And the 4, definitely not the best card for Banks to be trying to bluff in that spot. Another spade, and it might have been a good spot to bluff. So I want to take a look at again this pre-flop raise chart. Banks, the only one who's done a significant amount of pre-flop raising. Everybody else mostly in single digits.
We have
There is
6 players in the single digits of the pre-flop raise, and we've played, what, 60 hands?
Yeah, we're at above 60 hands right now. 6 players below 10% raising pre-flop. Robert all the way at the bottom with only 3% of his hands raised
We've played
pre-flop.
60 hands. If my math's correctly, that means he's only raised 2 hands.
And both of them were very big hands. I believe they were both, I think one of them was pocket queens and the other one was ace king. Speaking of ace king, Lowry going to pick it up here in middle position. Dorian going to come along with the insurrection, jack 6.
You are like, he's played your jack 6 twice today.
Both of them suited, both of them spades. The exact same hand.
And we have Mitch calling behind with the ace jack.
Flop going to be 9 high. No help to anybody.
Fortunately, 0 spades.
Yeah,
Michael's
we're
going to
get-
find a C bet on this flop.
I think Mitch is going to call here. Well, $40 is a bit much.
I think we're going to see a fold.
Yeah. If Lowry had only bet maybe $25, I think he gets a call out of Mitch there.
That kind of shows the strength of C betting there.
And Lowry going to show the king of clubs, make Mitch think that he was betting a flush draw.
Sometimes it's hard to find bets when we miss, but we want to think about our opponents also miss too sometimes. And
bonus check plus means they always shoot too.
it's always nice to steal a pot when everybody else misses instead of letting them catch up.
Mm-hmm. If they're going to try and catch up, you definitely want to make them pay for it.
Good bet, Lowry.
Oh, Tracy's here.
Sounds like Tracy's in the building. That's going to be a pretty big O game with Tracy in the mix.
It's a coin flip on if there's a bag of Bud Lights in his hand or not.
Dude, he could be shooting 3.
See,
He's been having a lot lately.
I want to know what basketball game they're watching. It's probably NBA.
legal rule that you can just foul and they can just like.
Going to get a bunch of limps around the table.
Banks with the Gen Z. Henry with the Gen Z.
We're gonna go 6 ways to this flop.
I've picked that name for that hand. We're gonna see if it sticks.
I think it's appropriate. I think that is probably the best hand we can. I think that's probably the best name we could give that hand.
And I refuse to say it, so
6
if you get the
7.
joke, you get the joke.
And 6 7, a very good hand to have here. Flopping open ended. Robert going to flop top pair.
It's very funny I make that statement about that hand and they both flop open-ended.
Donnie flopping a gut shot to a jack here as
Mitch
well.
actually has best second pair with ace-8, so Dorian has king-8. Everyone's kind of got a piece of this, actually. We have a gut shot, 2 open-enders, 2 people with second pair, 1 person with top pair.
And Henry actually making the big boy raise to $55 with the open ended. Nobody with 2 spades.
This is going to put Mitch in a weird spot. I think Mitch is going to have to fold his equity out here. Donnie's probably going to have to fold.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Robert come along.
Robert just not going to come along. Everybody actually going to end up
Very
folding
good
here.
raise timing for Henry there. That's how you take down a $100 pot with just 7
I actually am a
high.
little bit surprised the banks folded there.
I'm surprised that Robert folded too.
It is kind of a dumb move.
Tell you though, it can be
Well,
a
you can just stop somebody from scoring more than 2.
yeah. But like I said, like in the past month, 3 NBA games that went to overtime because they timed it right. 2, probably.
But they almost got their rebound. Good no straddle, Larry. So now they
And
just
getting in hand 65. Lowry going to pick up pocket 2s under the gun.
We got the Ducks. Quack, quack.
Going to flat $2 with the pocket 2s.
JT with the suited ace. Dorian's getting in there with the 5-3 offsuit.
Guys should be a bucket.
Bill calls 10.
I don't know.
Bill's gonna.
If you have to foul like
Donnie raises the Jack 10. Bill calls.
Henry makes it 60.
Henry with the big boy raise, $60 with ace jack offsuit.
I like this. There's a lot of people in this hand. You need to clear some of them out.
Unfortunately, the only person in the hand being able to call him would be beating him. But I think he might
think
be
he
able to
might
just
get a
take the
fold.
spot down.
Bill looks very uncomfortable with the proposition of $60, and yeah, he's just gonna take this down.
Henry
Very
just
good
gonna
raise
take
by
this
Henry.
down. $40 profit from Henry.
Found a way to get a better hand to fold too. That's always good.
Go ahead and take a look at our wins and losses. Henry slowly clawing his way back. He's only down $140 now. Lowry's still up almost $700. Donnie right now, the biggest loser of the night, $400 down. Has not been a good night for him.
Lowry just continues to be a chip vacuum today.
He's taking it from everybody too. Robert and JT, Bill and Dorian, all kind of treading water, not up or down $100. Mitch, the only other significant profit right now, up almost $400. We're gonna get a bunch of folds. Banks is gonna end up raising it here with ace-10 offsuit in the cutoff. Henry gonna come along with 10-9 offsuit.
Larry folds.
Everything so far is pretty standard. Let's see what we got on this flop. Henry's gonna need a lot of help here.
Check.
And he flops a gutter. I think that's the best help he could get that doesn't outright win in the hand. Calls for a jack.
Does not
Jack
want
would
a
have been
jack.
Jack would have been a nightmare.
Calls for a jack, does not want it. Interesting to see Henry just snap check down the 10 high on all 3 streets. I would have liked to see potentially a bet on the turn out of him, actually.
I think he only does that because it's Banks.
Watching the game. Turn around somewhere else.
See but one. Three ones for a 5. They're bigger. They're bigger that way.
Donnie's committed to playing this short stack. He's got $45.
He just needs to be able to jam it.
I bet he's looking for a spot too. The King 9 offsuit is not it though. We're gonna find some calls out of Bill and Robert here.
It's a
Banks
raise
is
out of
gonna
Banks.
raise the dirty diaper. It's actually really funny. I had a conversation with Banks. This was almost a year ago, but Banks and I watch the World Series of Poker coverage every year, and there's a player that plays the World Series whose favorite hand is the Dirty Diaper, and he's actually one of Banks's favorite players to watch, and he gets on these live streams all the time. His name's Nicholas Rigby, and I'm pretty sure the reason Banks is raising the 3 deuce offsuit right now is literally because of that. He just picks these funky hands that he just wants to raise.
You got to mix it up a little bit as well. You can't just raise your good stuff and your middling stuff. You need to be able to raise bottom of your range.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a poker history lesson though. 3 deuce, the Dirty Diapers, because of Nicholas Rigby.
I think we're getting into hand number 68 here. Yeah.
We played a lot of hands on the stream.
Yeah, when we make it just hold 'em, the hands can just seem to fly by. Omaha, unfortunately, because of all the extra thought that goes into it, all the different things that can happen, can't get quite as many hands in. But in comparison, Hold'em is pretty straightforward.
But it's an all right trade-off, though. Those big Omaha games, you know, being able to watch multiple 4 and 5 figure pots
Mm-hmm.
definitely makes up for how few hands. And if any of you that are watching haven't seen those big 10-25 Big O games that we had the honor of hosting here, you should definitely go back and rewatch some of those streams because there's some crazy action with some really good Big O players that came into town for those.
And I believe those same players are going to be playing at Kojak's here in a couple weeks. They were doing a kind of tournament style where the 3 biggest winners from each stream got to play in another stream that they're going to be hosting at Kojak's once they get their streaming setup fully set up.
And I've heard through the woodworks that it's a state-of-the-art streaming setup too.
From
got
everything I've heard
really
about it,
awesome
and
stuff.
from the pictures that Reese has shown me of just the setup of it, it looks like it's going to be an amazing setup that they've got at Kojak's.
We're going to have some fireworks in this hand. JT's got a set of 9s. Mitch has top pair. And Dorian has 10s.
Fortunately for JT, the set of 9s comes about 30 minutes early. It's currently only 8 o'clock, so no quads of the hour for the 9s. But
See if
I
Mitch
think he'll be
can find a
comfortable just
laydown
taking the
here.
pot down, too.
JT's a player that isn't going to be betting this kind of a size with anything weak. He could definitely have a lot of better aces here. He could have exactly the type of hand he has in a set. Mitch just has to decide, does he want to call with ace-jack, hoping that JT has a flush draw? No, he's going to make the really big laydown. This is a very good fold by Mitch.
And JT going to go ahead and show it to him that he flopped the set.
That's going to make Mitch very happy knowing that he made a big laydown. Ace-jack is a really hard hand to fold there. But you got to be worried about all the 2 pairs, the ace-4, the ace-3, all of the sets. JT could have all that kind of stuff out of the blinds.
Absolutely. And we're going to go check the VPIP numbers real quick. Banks still in the lead, 67% VPIP, playing 67% of hands. Allen still at the bottom, only 25% VPIP right now. JT right above him at 32%. Robert, surprisingly, 39% VPIP right now.
I do think, though, as this stream has gone on, I think the VPIPs have kind of leveled out to what I would expect out of some of these players. I think Dorian and Banks being towards the top, players like JT and Allen being towards the bottom is definitely what I would expect after how much I've played with all of these guys.
Absolutely. Banks going to raise yet again, this time with 8 deuce offsuit.
We are just unloading all the clips today.
I think this is probably the biggest reason why Banks likes being on the stream is because he likes being able to raise these types of hands and knowing that everybody's going to be able to see it later. Mitch going to 3-bet here with pocket jacks, big sizing, $65.
Was that a wild Donald Hernandez that I just saw?
He does seem to come in occasionally, just kind of checking things out.
Henry's going to make a questionable call here with the 10-6.
Questionable is definitely a word to describe it.
I mean, we'll see if this works out for him, but I'm not too confident, but I guess he is. And he knows something I don't, because that's about as good of a flop as it gets. We have a gut shot and a flush draw.
I'm actually surprised that Oh,
And
yeah,
he's
he
just
did.
gonna
He just
jam
jammed
we're
it
gonna
there.
Get this
That
money
is the
in.
exact right move from Henry. And I believe Mitch already called him, so we're going to run this board out. Henry with a surprisingly good hand for this board.
Henry found himself with over 40% equity. We're gonna see if he can. He needs a heart. He needs a 5 or a 4,
Straight almost.
and we have an 8. And he is not gonna
Five
find his
eight.
heart. Not gonna
Unfortunately,
find a 4.
all of that equity, and Henry is not able to hit one of his cards that he needs to win that hand. He is right. It was a flip. It was a 55-45 spot for Henry, which is about as good as you can get with 10-6 suited.
Lisa, it was suited. That is true. I can't deny that.
Combo draw. Sim Pedro in here. Tell me.
It was suited.
Unfortunately, it looks like your boy has decided to call it quits for the night.
I'm glad we didn't actually bet any money on that because I would be forking some over. I need that. I may need to give a pep talk to my friend there. I said, buddy, I have money running on you. I can't have you jamming the 10-6.
Right?
You be in. Top 2. Get excited.
Go fold, drop call, bank fold.
Well, eventually we're going to see what these players got.
Can you do a rough count?
I think Robert has
Folds, JT calls.
King 10 offsuit. That's my
all in
guess.
from Donnie.
Oh, Donnie is finally going to get the money in.
And Robert's going to fold. King 6. That was close. And he's going to get called by Dorian.
I'm gonna take less than that last.
Dorian with 9-7 offsuit.
He's going to call the all in. We're just going to gamble.
We are gambling
To
here.
be fair, for his
We've yet to see
for
what
his
Donnie's
hand,
got
that
in
was
this
one of
spot.
the best spots we got.
I bet he's got like ace 10, something like that.
Mitch folding King Deuce. Donnie with
Jack.
ace Jack. That makes
Whoa.
that definitely makes sense.
Oh, River.
And Rivers Broadway
Bam.
ahead,
Head the whole time.
ahead the whole time. Turns the nuts.
I believe that's a double up for Donnie.
Definitely got straight.
Back up
Which
to
is exactly what you're
$93.
playing the short stack for, is to just try and keep doubling up.
L bouncer. Is Miss Binge coming in or no?
Miss Bench.
Oh, where did he go? Oh, shit.
He said L. Yeah, he had to go. He's going fishing with Brad.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, but he said he had to get some sleep.
And Henry's going to sleep at 8:45, huh? I have a hard time believing that. Robert's going to pick up the ace king under the gun here. It's a good hand. And he's not going to raise it.
Oh,
He's
they
just
got
going
the
to call.
defense up. Let's see.
I wonder how he plans on playing this.
Who's top? Me. You? That's what I thought.
Me, then Henry.
Me.
All in from Dorian.
Bill.
Dorian's going to go all in with the ace 6. And unfortunately, he's going to get snapped off by Robert's ace king. Well,
Lowry.
maybe not snapped off, but
Oh no, this is
No.
one of the rare situations where Robert actually probably will just snap him off.
Telling you what it's.
McKeska in a weird
Now, if
spot with ace
McKeska-
10 of
yeah.
clubs.
Yeah, if McKeska comes in, then Robert probably not going to snap call.
I'm for sure putting the $45 in with the ace 10, though. And I think Bill's on the same page as me because he's about to put it in too.
And now Robert just has to think if he wants to call or raise. Probably just
Robert's
call.
just going to call. I think I like a raise more,
Oh, no.
but call isn't bad either. Honestly, both options are available. The only thing that would be egregious is fold, but call or raise are both all right.
And king on the flop, gonna almost give Robert the check mark here. Dorian does flop a 6.
Yeah, when you just came in for
Unfortunately,
100,
Bill
yeah,
has
pretty good.
almost nothing.
I know. I felt really bad after that. Y'all let
We're
me
going to
do
see
that.
a bet out of Robert here.
Don't ever feel bad.
75. Fold.
Oh, I felt.
They were-
I really felt.
Robert gonna bet Bill out of this hand.
Dorian needs a 6, and a 6 only.
6 is not,
Not
going
going to
come.
find it.
I had a blast. So.
Yeah, Dorian.
Dorian.
And that is going to take Dorian out of the stream.
Starting to feel like a tournament. We're losing players left and right.
And we got about 30 minutes left on the stream.
didn't know you were coming.
Were you the button that hand?
After the other night, I wouldn't play.
Mitch?
Huh? I wasn't button.
You were a button.
I was. But I'll be it again if somebody else wants to be it. I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
Bro,
I'm doing. Just had one buy in. Yeah, he don't have one. He did buy in. Oh,
every time he went on in, he's a winner, guys.
He did buy?
I thought he had it on.
I think he just wants
That'd be
to play
before
with
I got here.
JT with the jack ten of diamonds.
Close.
Gonna see just a call out of this.
I straddled.
Here you banks. We did that.
Just a mean guy.
I didn't want to play him.
Just a meanie.
Check.
Gonna take a flop of king jack 8 all hearts.
Next round.
Okay.
Marcus Roberts says, "Good job, Michael Lowry." Yeah, he's been on a tear today. I don't think I've seen Lowry lose very many pots. He chopped one where he was ahead, but that was about the worst beat he's had today.
And he was ahead when they got it in, and then ended up chopping it after the other person almost sucked out on him.
Calling eBay.
Well, I would have had to call somebody bet.
Get a heart.
No, I just didn't want somebody to miss out because nobody called the pop.
No. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Give it at least one go.
Yeah, well, it should be yeah, cameras in. They should bonus you for that one if you call.
Did you ask Lowry to play after the stream? There's no way he's
Yep.
gonna make it to chips.
All right. Hand number 73. Allen going to fold Jack Deuce off suit.
Fold. Like you raised 10. JT folds. Let's call.
Lowry going to raise with Jack 10 off suit.
Donnie raises 25. Go fold.
Donnie going to almost min click at the 25 with pocket queens.
I would've
Trying
loved
to
to
get
just see a
Lowry to raise
jam.
here, but yeah, I definitely would have liked to have seen a jam out of Donnie. He only had 76 to start the hand. Luckily, the flop comes out clean for him. 9 high, not going to help anybody.
Unfortunately, I think Mitch's ace-10 is a hand that you could have gotten a call from pre-flop, but now you're not really going to get a call from.
Yeah.
So
Just going to take down the $50 in profit here.
taking it down is good nonetheless, though.
Thank you, sir.
Lowry.
It's always nice to see a 9 high board when you have pocket queens. Makes things way easier.
We'll get $5 at a time from
Next round.
every round.
$5
Unless I got
by
the
time
nose.
and death, huh?
Unless I got them good.
We played for 26 hours.
I
You'll
mean-
get your money back.
Mitch tells me that my chips get locked down, and I've never seen more lockdown than you.
I'd say so.
Think so? I think
I wouldn't say they're locked down.
I don't think so.
You've been playing.
Has he been playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, as we showed on the VPIP numbers earlier, Mike is right in the middle of the pack as far as VPIP. Having all those chips has not changed anything for him.
If anything, it's loosened him up, actually.
Hmm
I think he's playing some more hands than he would if he was down.
Mitch going to limp here, pocket threes. Donnie going to raise with pocket jacks.
Donnie's going to get the queens and the jacks in back-to-back hands. Let's see if he can win both of them.
It's been a good little run for Donnie. And we're going to go to a flop. Flop is king, queen, 7. Not the best flop for jacks, but they are still in the lead right now.
He's still going to find a bet on this board, which I do like, and we're going to take this down.
I'm interested to know what Donnie would do if one of them raised in that spot and tried to put him all in.
Probably lean towards fold. It's really hard to get raised by worse.
I had to hit my third.
I think the only worse hand that can really be finding some raises is a jack 10, but when you have 2 of those jacks in your hand, it's really hard to put your opponent on an open ender.
Very difficult.
JT has. He's been on top. Respect.
I want to get scolded.
Oh, really? Keep the gold on. I'm not doing it. I'm in no danger.
I hear a lot of laughing in the background there.
I believe we have our second table going right now, so we should have plenty of people in the room right now playing some poker.
He's gonna do that whether you scrabble or not.
Call. I figured.
Donnie going to limp here with the King 10 offsuit. Bank's going to bump it up just a little bit.
Fold. Call.
He never gets off the board. You gotta remember that.
Carry.
We're going to go 4 ways to a flop.
Cards are over there.
Flop has
Got
2
two
tens on
tens
it.
for Donnie.
Donnie has been on a heater for the last 15 minutes.
He's going to find a very good check from this, and he's going to allow some people to pick up some equity. Banks is going to pick up a gut shot. Bill also is going to pick up. Bill's not going to pick up any equity. Bill's going to fold. We could get some, but we're not going to get it. The only person we're going to get some action out of was maybe Banks with his gutter.
Donnie is back up to a $200 chip stack. And take a look at that win-loss real quick. And Mitch surprisingly has overtaken Lowry for the biggest winner of the stream so far. Banks right now, outside of Henry, who is no longer on the chart, is currently the biggest loser at $300 down.
Donnie's cut his losses in half in just the last 3 hands.
Donnie was down a little over $400 earlier. Now only down a little over $200.
Bill and JT both kind of the closest to break even.
And Mitch has picked up pocket eights. Our quads of the hour is live. If he happens to hit quads with this hand,
Flop
that is
in 8.
$10,000.
Flop in 8. Flop in 8.
Fold. Raise.
I haven't seen an 8 get folded yet.
Overprotective.
Fold. Like you fold.
No,
There's one of
Michael
the
Lowry
eights
with an
then.
8 in his hand.
Quads of the hour is
Kills
dead,
the
unfortunately.
sweat. But Mitch is still ahead, and he can still hit a set potentially. We're still in pretty good shape.
Board's going to come with 2 deuces on it. No help to either player.
King deuce deuce isn't too bad. Banks is going to find a peel here. Trying to hit a 9 or an ace. Both would be good.
And another deuce. Doesn't quite seal the deal yet. Banks can still hit an ace or a 9 to win.
I messed with Lowry.
Gonna come along with it.
Ace high is going to be a hard hand to fold when the trips comes off on the board.
Not good at all.
Check.
Check.
Check. See him.
Ghost check check. Mitch's deuces full of 8s is going to be good for this. I like the check on the river from both players. You have showdown value, but you don't have a super strong enough hand, so you don't really want to be going for value, but both of the hands are too good to be trying to bluff with. Unfortunately, Banks was just on the wrong side of it that time.
Give JT something to pull him out. Free charge, buddy.
Right over.
That might affect my play.
Definitely affect my play.
Alan wins it, gives everybody some money except Lowry.
Yeah, definitely not giving loud.
After the ace king.
You know, somebody, they cashed the other day like that.
Oh, really?
I can't remember what they cashed. I'm not sure they still do their at though.
Banks gonna raise here with Queen 8 offsuit.
This is a
Unfortunately,
gorgeous
being,
hand by Allen. Unfortunately, he's dominated by both players, but these kind of suited connectors are still really good to play.
Thumbs up.
Bill actually gonna fold the Queen 9.
Allen looking for some spades.
Flop has 9 and a 10
Or a
on it.
9.
So Allen is in the lead right now with a pair of 9s.
We're going to find our 2-outer of a 9, and he's going to bet it.
That is a big bet.
And knowing it's Allen, Banks is going to get out of there really fast.
Easy fold by Banks there. Only a gut shot.
Take a 1.
Now he's
We have 50 people watching across all 3 of our platforms. Very much appreciate every single one of you for tuning in and watching us here at the River League. If anybody is local, we do have plenty of spots open. We have our stream table that will be going for about another 20 minutes. We currently have a 1-3 table running, and we currently have our Big O table running. $5 on the button, Omaha high-low. And some of these players will definitely be playing on that 1-3 table. There is a pretty good shot that we actually open a second 1-3 table once the stream is over. So if you are interested in playing here at the River League, feel free to stop by. We will have plenty of action for you.
Thanks, folks.
Slap because Bill's been called
It's all-
Robert
it's
so
all-
many times.
Donnie, checks it.
You're doing good today, Sergio.
That's great.
You are doing good today. I'll agree.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
Right.
The rhythm.
Ace high flop. Lowry going to flop pair of tens, which is the best hand right now. Mitch going to flop a gutter with a queen jack.
Every time,
He's
right?
gonna check through a complete Rick deuce on the turn, and Donnie's gonna bet out with absolutely nothing. Try to take this pot down. He's gonna steal this out from everybody.
Mitch actually going to come along here with the queen jack in the lead.
Mitch looking for a king, and he's
And-
gonna find it.
Smashes the king on the river. Didn't need it, just needed to dodge a
And he's
six.
gonna snap check, and
Raises.
Snap raise.
fortunately for Donnie, he's just gonna get
My bad.
told the bad news
Those are red.
with a bunch of green chips right to the face. How does he do that? Finds a peel with the gut shot and just bam.
Just smashes it.
Knew
That didn't even need it, just needed to dodge a six, but
he
there's
thought he
nothing
needed
wrong with hitting the straight.
going from 0 to hero real quick.
I can't do like Lowry. Sit there, take what I wanted first. I can't sit there. No.
Kind of talk too loud. Larry. It's like-
Oh, hand number 79 with about 20 minutes left to go.
You gonna fold the last.
Gonna get a couple folds. JT gonna come along with 9-7 offsuit. Mitch is just gonna limp with queen 10.
Bill's
Bill.
gonna find a raise with the ace queen.
And everybody gonna come along. Even Donnie with jack deuce suited.
We're looking for some hearts or a
And
jack.
jack deuce on the flop. Donnie with the best hand right now, 2 pair.
Mitch got an open ender. Donnie's got a jack.
Bill has
Bill's
a
got a
gut
gut
shot.
shot.
Everybody but JT has something here.
And naturally, everybody but JT is going to put some more money in.
Donnie trying to hold off. And unfortunately for him, Mitch hits the gut shot or the open-ended here with his queen 10.
And Bill's going to bet it.
Bill is going to bet it and hope that neither other player has anything. Unfortunately, both of them have extremely good hands in this spot. Donnie in an unfortunate situation here. It's all in or fold with his 2 pair. And he's going to make the smart decision, lay it down. And we're going to let Bill off the hook here with his ace queen.
I think I like Mitch raising his straight here, getting some more money in quick, knowing that there's 2 flush draws on the board. But I don't know about the size. I think that size allows hands like 2 pair to get out of there pretty cheaply. I think if Mitch raises a little bit smaller, I think your opponents can't really get out of there too easily.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, I don't know if Donnie is ever going to be putting the money in until the river, just because of his play style. If the $200 there doesn't really matter for Donnie since he only had about 130. So any raise after Bill's bet is just going to pretty much put him all in at that point.
Thank you, Bill.
Kind of where playing that short stack can handicap you in certain spots.
Mhm.
Luckily, this time it seemed to work out for him because it allowed him to get away from a pretty strong hand.
The flop, no. Yeah, you got too much.
Folds.
Hand number 80 coming around. Getting a bunch of folds. Going to get to Donnie with queen jack offsuit on the
So,
button.
It's an easy raise. Or
Just
call.
going to flat $5.
I think I'd rather see these kinds of 2 Broadway hands, especially on the button in position to everybody.
Absolutely.
Definitely find some raises, but it looks like Banks is going to raise that ace 10 for him. So we're still going to be playing a raised pot, heads up, which is what you want.
Flop's going to come all low cards. Banks very firmly in the lead here with ace high.
Donnie could split between peeling and folding. Not having a spade isn't really good for peeling.
Everybody's already saying about the last stream.
What?
You guys are bad. I haven't said anything. For the fucking record, I have not said anything. I don't care about saying anything about the live stream. I've heard it. I've heard it walk out. Martha's phone.
Donovan says, "Let's
Hey,
go, Donnie."
whoa, did I just get a shout out?
It's just too much.
Donnie has not been doing bad the last 30 minutes. Unfortunately, it didn't. So far, has not made up for the last 2.5 hours.
When I call it bedtime, I'll have a pair of tens.
We're moving on here. Number 81, Allen going to fold. King 4 offsuit under the gun.
You lost like all your energy.
Tony.
Hey, somebody bring
Mitch
in,
going to flat here with Jack 9 suited. Donnie going to flat his Queen Jack offsuit. Robert picking up pocket kings. And this might be the third hand of the stream that he raises pre-flop.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
Unfortunately, it doesn't make it that big. Only $10. And I think we're just going to get a call from everybody. We're going to take kings 5 ways to the flop.
Yeah.
Not exactly the situation that Robert wanted.
I think Mitch just flopped trip nines.
That does look like 2 9s on the flop.
Mitch is running hot.
And we got to check around.
Everything
That
about
is
this
2
hand is
9s on the
surprising
flop,
me.
7 on the turn.
Bill
Going to
finds
give Bill a
seven.
pair, but definitely not comfortable with a pair of 7s in this spot.
Robert needs to start putting some money in here.
Robert is going to be putting some money here, but unfortunately for him, he's drawing to just a king.
And Mitch is going to find a min raise. And
And that min raise
to this size,
probably going to
Ron-
get
Don-
Robert to fold.
Robert cannot go anywhere here. There's no way. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Just going to fold here every time.
Single street of that hand just blew my mind.
He can't miss.
What a fold by Robert there.
Mitch now at a chip stack of over $1,000.
But that
Take a
goes
look
to
at the
kind
chip
of
stacks real quick.
show how knowing the people that you play with and these players playing with each other so much really helps, because I don't think the way that that hand went down could happen anywhere else.
No. Now, when you've played with the same people for long enough, unfortunately, you get a really in-depth look at how they play their hands. It makes folding and raising and calling so much easier to decide. Donnie right now only $113 in his stack. I believe that puts him back at a little over $300 down. Mitch at over $1,000 in his chip stack. I believe he is up $800 right now.
Mitch has just been consistently climbing his chip stack up the entire stream.
Okay.
Just chipping up bit by bit.
Look how sleepy he is. He can't even come back to the. He needs some caffeine or Red Bull vodka.
I'm going to take some premium hands to this flop of King 6 offsuit, Jack 6 offsuit, 6-4 offsuit.
6-4, flopping the best of it, open-ended. Has the biggest amount of equity, but Banks or Robert right now with the best actual hand with King 10.
Mitch has a pair, or Michael has a pair of
Oh,
fours.
he does have a pair of fours.
Yeah.
A pair and a gut shot.
What do we need, Larry?
The same thing that you need, Banks. That's what he needs. A 7. Boom!
7. And we're
7.
just going to end up chopping this hand up.
Both players think that they just hit absolute gin and are both thinking, how do we get the most money in this pot? Well, betting 50 into 60 and getting called, that's a pretty fine way to do it.
Now, the question is, does either one of them actually just put the money in? Obviously, it's still a split pot either way, but
Michael's got to put some money. You just got check 2 on this river. You have a straight. What are we scared of?
Yeah, not on lockdown like yours.
60 is just
I love
too
the
small, I
size.
feel.
We're trying to get called by 2 pairs on an extremely connected board, so I really like the size from him.
Banks Hollywooding a little bit here.
If Banks has something like 8-5 or 4-5 or 8-7, it's just really hard to get away from this size when someone's betting 60 into 140. Banks is going to come with raise.
Hollywooding with the
gonna
raise. and
call.
We're going to get a snap call out of Lowry, most likely.
We are chapping this up.
Chop it up.
Both of them hit chin.
Everyone loves a chop pot.
I said Larry needs some caffeine.
Lowry probably could do with a little bit of caffeine. He's been a little low energy the last half hour or so.
I'll get him some coffee.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We've got about 10 more minutes left in the stream. Let's see if we get some more fireworks in these last couple hands.
Hopefully we can. I'm sure we've got one big hand left in us in these last 10, 15 minutes.
I didn't think so.
I'm gonna think I'm gonna help do it. That's the only time I've done it in the front.
What happened?
It's yeah.
Me and Larry worked real hard at marking all those cards, so don't mess them up.
Yeah, the dude
We knew the 7 was
The
coming.
dude diamonds out.
Bro, we both knew that 7 was
Going into hand number 83.
I knew it was
We get a couple folds to start out the hand. Donnie and Mitch both with the same hand, 4 deuce off suit, and both of them going to fold it. Bill waking up with pocket aces, only the second pocket aces of the stream.
And just going to call it. And he's going to get rewarded with a Banks button raise with the King Jack suited. I'd like to see a Bill back raise now here. Pull the same trick that Mitch pulled earlier.
We'll raise this 35.
We're going to raise to 35. It's a little small, but
He had an
I
accident.
think it's effective. Robert's probably going to have to fold the 9-7 now.
Raise to 35. This is the Norbit game. Calls.
Now we're going to get this heads up here.
Let's get him, Lowry.
Nope.
Lowry's going to call.
Lowry gonna tell everybody at the table, hey, I'm still awake. I'm still playing hands.
Lowry's a little out of line here. Let's see if it works. Some of his 9s and his 7s were folded.
But the fact that it's both
King, Queen, 10. Banks flops an open ender and top pair. Could get into a little bit of trouble here.
This is a really good flop for Banks.
Bets. 60.
I think
And
Bill
if
and
a
Banks
jack
might be
rolls
getting
off,
all
this
in
could
here.
be a very disastrous hand for everybody.
Sure. Call in a fold. Heads up.
Lowry gonna get out of the way, let the two other players have a shot at this pot. 4 not gonna help anybody. Bill gonna put the rest of his money in. Banks gonna snap him off with the open-ended.
Let's see if Banks can hit an ace or a 9.
Or another
Said-
king.
He said give him a set.
Another
find a
king.
king.
Wow.
And we're going to chop this up.
We're gonna chop this pot up.
The king of diamonds.
Banks kicking himself that he didn't run it once.
Good like that. You good?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he's talking to Robbie.
Yeah, take your house. Go ahead. Take it.
But.
Both players.
I knew we had at least one big hand left. Unfortunately, N's gonna chop.
Both players going to win $19.
Big money shifting around here at the Rive League.
Chop up that Lowry money.
Nice hand, Bill.
The only money that Lowry's been giving away tonight. Every other hand, most of the other hands he's been in, he's just been scooping in the pot.
Got to lose one every once in a while.
It's an hour of time. Thank you, Lowry.
Lowry stack dipping just below 600 for the first time in about an hour and a half.
It was a good. I liked it.
Which calls?
How about raising on the flop? I don't think a lot of.
Going into hand number 84. Mitch going to call with Queen 9. Donnie going to fold the same hand. Bill going to raise it here with Ace Jack off suit. We'll probably get a couple callers. Banks going to come along with the 5-4 off suit. JT with a really good hand. 6-7 suited. I definitely love this hand in this spot.
Gently suited.
And he's going to get rewarded almost immediately. Flop is 5-4 deuce.
Going to flop open-ended with a club on the flop.
Next rate is 50.
Banks flopping 2 pair here with his 5-4. Not safe yet.
Did he just fold the
He
open-ender?
did. He did 100% did just fold the open ender there.
Wow. I thought we were going to see some fireworks, 2 pair versus open-ended, but just getting right out of the way. Would have liked to see a call there by JT.
I definitely think folding is the wrong decision in that spot.
We got to get in there and battle at some point. A straight draw where you have the nuts if you hit either card is a pretty good one to get in there
Mhm.
with.
Donnie straddles.
You're gonna say how many more
No, no travel.
hands until we move out to the floor?
Nothing yet, thanks. What time is it, sir?
So 5.
Okay, no, they haven't.
I think we got a couple more hands left. Don't think we will quite make it to 90 hands on the stream, but 30 hands an hour is a bit much sometimes.
Two to play.
Going into hand number 85. Donnie waking up with queen 3 of spades under the gun.
Calls,
Going to limp in for $2.
calls, fold. Bill fold. Robert calls, Banks fold. Allen
Robert coming along with ace deuce suited.
The ace
Allen.
deuce Bruce.
Allen picking up 6-7 of diamonds. Mitch with the mystery hand. JT with pocket fours. We're going to go 6 ways into this limped pot flop.
We're gonna
Flops
see a
ace high.
couple of diamonds for Allen and ace for Robert.
Everybody else flopping a little bit of nothing here.
on bets 20.
Mitch might have pocket eights.
Allen going to lead out here with the flush draw for $20.
I like this. Allen doesn't really bet his draws very often, so I think this one's going to get a lot of respect. Robert's
It
just going to
is.
fold the top pair.
Top pair, weak kicker.
Not even going to peel one. Just get right out of the way.
Larry, I'll give you TCU -10.
Take it, Lowry. It's pretty good.
Alright,
TCU's been doing all right.
-8.
I don't even know what the line is, though.
I said you could have TCU -10. He said no.
Bill going to wake up with queen 6 diamonds under the gun. Going to go ahead and fold it.
Robert, 2 Broadway cards.
Banks fold.
Larry's been asleep.
Gonna
for 20
limp on
minutes.
in.
I don't know what happened, but
Allen
he
folds.
went to bed.
Michael Lowry's going to pick up ace jacks offsuit. Let's see how he wants to play this one. We're going to raise this one up to $20.
JT going to come along with king jack suited. Unfortunately for him, he's dominated here. Donnie
Donnie's got
picking
a
up
pocket pair.
sevens.
We got some big hands from everybody. Robert's king queen is going to find the muck. Unfortunately, that's one of JT's very few outs against Michael Lowry.
Donnie.
Flop's going to come in 8 and 2 deuces.
Pretty good for Donnie, all things considered.
Folds.
Lowry going to lead out.
On Donnie.
Could definitely
JT's
see
hand
Donnie's.
going immediately in the muck.
Could definitely see Johnny's stack or Donnie's stack find it all in here. This is a pretty good flop, all things considered. When you're facing a C bet from the pre-flop raiser, he's not really going to have a lot of eights. He's not going to have a lot of deuces. So we're really only worried about the bigger pocket pairs. But he's betting 40. The pot's 100. You only have 90 behind. This is either all in or fold. I don't want to see just a call. I want to see an all in or just get out of the way if you really think Michael only has those big pocket pairs. But you have to think about all of those, you know,
Ace
ace
highs.
Broadway hands, even smaller pocket pairs too, like 5s and 4s could definitely play this way. So you could just be ahead of a lot of stuff,
Unfortunately, Donnie going to make the fold there.
which I
Not
don't
wanting
I
to put
don't
his
mind.
money in.
I do not mind seeing a fold there. Folding is definitely better than calling. I think that's
Calling definitely the
folder
worst decision of the
jam
3.
type spot. I think when you want to think about expected value of your plays and like when you want to think about how much money are the plays that I'm making generating over time, it's important to know that folding is never losing value,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we only want to think about the chips that we have in our stack when we're facing an action. So if he's keeping the chips he still has control of in his stack, it's not too bad. I feel like Robert's ace deuce here is probably going to find the muck, knowing how Robert doesn't really like hands like this. I don't either. Banks don't care what 2 cards he's got. He's going to find a raise with $10. He knows that the stream's ending soon, so he's playing every hand that he's getting dealt.
Lowry going to wake up with pocket 6s here. Not a bad hand to have.
Find a call and set mine. Mitch has a suited ace. That's pretty good too.
We're going to go 3 ways to this flop.
Looking for a 6, looking for some hearts. 4-6 on the flop, why don't we?
4 in the window. Another 4 right behind it. Mitch going to flop trips yet again.
Banks top pair. Michael with an overpair. Everyone's got something that they like.
And Mitch very wisely just going to call
It's a
here.
very good just call by Mitch. We're not really scared of much on this kind of a board. It's rainbow. There's not very many draws.
Ace on the turn. Bad. That's a
That's
amazing
a boat,
card.
boat for Mitch.
Yep.
I would love to see
Unfortunately, it actually
Mitch
doesn't
just
change
call.
anything.
Lowry's probably going to have to release his hand now. The ace is a really bad card, knowing that Banks raised 3. I don't know how I feel about that call. Mitch should just call behind. That's a very good call. I think Michael needs to be letting his hand go on that turn. I think when you have Mitch behind you, you have Banks who had raised pre-bet, flop, bet, turn. You're getting told by 2 players that they've got strong, better than 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're in a really weird spot here. Mitch is going to bet about 40% of the pot.
Lowry actually leading out here for 65.
Lowry bet the 65. My bad. I thought Mitch had bet the 65.
And Mitch just min clicking him. I think this is a very sure sign that Lowry should be folding here. Mitch is not going to be min clicking here with anything less than a boat.
Lowry has just put himself in a really, really rough spot. I don't
If he was
think
going to bet, I would have liked to have seen a smaller bet.
I would have liked to see a raise by him on the flop if there was going to be an aggressive action.
Mhm.
Either a raise pre or a raise on the flop. I think overcalling that turn when you have a player like Mitch behind you who's not really going to be peeling that flop with very many weak hands, and you have a player like Banks who had raised pre and bet the flop on an ace, it's just a really weird spot. And I definitely think at that point we want to try to get our 6s to showdown as cheaply as possible. And I think betting out into 2 players is really, really risky on that type of a board. Because we're not really targeting any hands with 6s, right? Like worse hands are folding always, and better hands are always raising. There aren't really many better hands or hands that we're beating that are just calling, right? You know, I don't think anybody on that run out's going to be just calling with a 5.
No, absolutely not. Allen going to come along here with 8-7 offsuit. I believe Lowry's going to raise here with the Jack-10 offsuit. Mitch waking up with Ace-King offsuit, just going to flat the $10. Banks going to come along with Ace-7. We're going to go 4 ways to a flop. I believe this is the last hand of the stream. Let's see who can take it down. Board's going to come Queen high. Lowry flopping the best of it with a middle pair of 10s.
And a gut shot to that jack. Mitch also has a gut shot.
Mitch flopping a gut shot with a jack. Lowry flopping a gut shot with a 9.
A bet from Michael and a call from Mitch is pretty standard on this type of a board.
4 helps absolutely nobody. Lowry just going to check it here. Going to see what Mitch does.
Go bet, check a lot. And we're going to break out. We're probably going to see this go check as well.
Lowry actually going to bet out here and just take the pot down without showdown.
It's not a bad bet. I think that with the way that Mitch likes to play, Mitch could have definitely found a bet on the turn with a queen.
Are we
So
playing more or is everybody leaving?
And that is going to be it from our River Live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We had, I believe, 50 people at our biggest point watching us across all 3 of our platforms on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Very much appreciate everybody for tuning in. Mark, how did you like your first stream?
I really enjoyed it. I think we had some pretty cool hands, and I liked this lineup of players. This definitely will not be my last time commentating on this stream, so I really hope that everybody tunes in the next time. We have these streams every single Thursday here at the River League, and I don't think the action is going to be slowing down.
Absolutely not. If anybody is interested in being on stream, please get with me or Bryce, and we will get you guys hooked up. Our final win-loss. Let's see if I
Let's
can
pop
pull it
that
up.
up.
We'll look at our final win-loss for the night.
I do believe Mitch was our
And
biggest winner.
Mitch
with
is
over
our biggest
1,000.
winner. Yep. I had my money on Lowry. He kind of let me down at the end there.
Hey, but I mean, when the buy-in is 200 and you leave up almost 600, that's a pretty good payday.
That is a pretty good payday. Mitch, just on a heater for that entire last hour, did not miss any of the big hands that he was playing and took all of it down for $1,000. I believe Henry was our biggest loser, down a little over $400. Banks number 2 at about $360 down. JT didn't really go much one way or the other. I think he was up at most $10 at one point, but a $30 loss is definitely better than what a lot of other people left with.
Yeah, I think JT was playing pretty close to the vest there. He wasn't really chasing too many draws, and he wasn't overplaying very many of those pair hands, which just leads to less variance. You know, you're not going to win a ton, but you're also not going to lose a ton either, which is
Absolutely
pretty good.
One more time, just for anybody who is local and wants to come check out the River League here live, we are running our Quads of the Hour promotion. We have a couple of tables right now. It is live. It is currently 9:20, so Quad 9s is the Quads of the Hour. If you hit Quad 9s while you are playing Hold'em, playing one card, or if you flop Quad 9s, if you're playing Omaha, you win $10,000 in cold hard cash. If you hit any other quads, you still win $100.
Yeah, and it does not have to go to showdown either. As long as there is $40 in that pot, and you can show that hand, you get it.
We also have our Rivers League tournament every Sunday. We've got a couple more weeks left until we hit our championship tournament on March 29th. You only have to play in one single tournament, and you don't even have to cash in order to qualify for the championship on March 29th. But every single buy-in gets you a little bit more in chips. If you top in the tournament, you get even more in chips. You get one entry at $90 and then one re-entry at $90 every Sunday at 2 p.m. And then we also have our rotating free roll tournaments every Saturday. This week it is Pineapple. It's Crazy Pineapple. It's just like our Wednesday free rolls. We do Crazy Pineapple free rolls every Wednesday. And we've also got our normal Hold'em free rolls with bomb pots every Monday at 6 p.m. Make sure to come in and join us. We've always got something going on here.
Well, it was very nice being on this stream. Thank y'all for watching. River League out.
All right. We will see you guys next Thursday at 6 p.m. for more River Live action. Like I said, make sure to check in with either me or Bryce if you're interested in being on a live stream. Otherwise, we will see you guys next Thursday.